one of the ones or
Yeah, I told him.
No, no. Give your what?
should I give one of the
But I'm here for my research.
Sorry, give me one t-shirt.
I'm here for my research.
So we do have some more questions lined up just before kickoff, and I'll be getting into some of the questions that will enable the lucky winners to get the giveaways that we are having later today. But do we have any Atletico fans here? Let me get into this space. Do we have any Atletico fans here? Or any? Okay. Hi. Oh, but you're in a Real Madrid. I have to come to you. And you look dashing, by the way. Hi, what's your name?
Adelaide.
Adelaide. So do you support Real Madrid?
Yeah.
And who is your favorite player in the team? Oh, any player at all?
Jude Bellingham.
Okay. And what number does Bellingham wear?
Number 5.
Okay, so that's not bad, yeah. And how many goals are you expecting from Real Madrid tonight? 4 goals. Is that a score prediction? So let's have a score prediction from you, Adelaide. Oh, but you know, if you're lucky, you could actually win some great prizes from La Liga tonight. So I'm taking the score predictions of everyone here. And who? Yeah, from both teams. So what's your score prediction for tonight?
4-2.
4-2. So 4 from Real Madrid and 2 from Atletico. Okay, all right, no bad. So I'll keep that in mind. Hi.
Hello.
So who are you supporting tonight?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. It's like this is a Madrid star table. Oh. Wow. Okay. So what's the score prediction for tonight?
3-2.
3-2. Who's calling the first goal for Real Madrid?
Vinicius.
Okay. Not bad. So 3-2. What's your name? Mimi. So if you're lucky, Mimi, if your prediction actually is right, you can get some cool stuff from Real Madrid tonight. Hi, I'm moving to you. What's your name? Salom. Please don't tell me Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Okay. So who wears should I ask you that question? Yes. Oh, no. Today we are all La Liga. We are not doing Premier League. Yeah. So
which team are you supporting? Which team? Yeah, Madrid. So are you sure you're conversant with Madrid players, right? Yeah. You are? Are you sure you are? Talk about your full chest.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Okay, fair and square. So who wears the number? Okay, who wears the number 14 shirt for Real Madrid? You don't know? Say what now? 14? Person that wears 14 is crazy. The number is crazy. You don't know? Do you know? Oh, you know? Okay, who wears number 14 in Real Madrid?
Tchouaméni.
And that's correct. Put your hands together for her, please. See, she's helping you out. Do you want another chance to redeem yourself? Are you sure? Okay, please, do you want to ask him for me? No, ask him one quick one for me. Just ask him, please.
What's the name of their goalkeeper and the number he wears?
yeah, you can use my mic.
She said, what's the name of their goalkeeper and the number he wears? Like their first choice, right? Their first choice goalkeeper and the number he wears.
Thibaut Courtois, number 1.
That was too easy. Put your hands together for him. Should I give you one question?
Yeah, one more question.
What is the name of who wears number 2? Just number 2. Rudiger. Is it Rudiger? Eh? Who wears just number 2? Who disqualified you? No. We set the rule here. So if we say we're qualified, he's what?
Disqualified.
No, if he's qualified, he's qualified. So, okay, tell me. Who was just number 2?
Kawahal.
I thought it was Rudiger. Not Rudiger. It's Gavahal. It's correct. Correct. Put your hands together for him, please.
All right.
And do you know how he knows? Do you know how he knows?
How?
He works with Super Sport.
Oh yeah, and guys, so we are actually live on Sporty FM right now. So we're live on Sporty FM 106.1 in Accra and 102.5 in Takoradi and 101.3 in Kumasi. So we are live on Sporty FM. We're also streaming on Sporty's social media handles. We are just about to get into the kickoff of the Madrid derby, but I want to ask you. You've been asking people questions, so let me push the question on you. Okay, so in the Madrid derby, how many times has Real Madrid won a game?
Honestly, I don't know. To be honest, to be
Wow.
but I think Madrid has won more than Atletico Madrid
Okay.
over the course. At least in the past 3 years, Madrid has won more than 7.
Okay.
More than 7, I think Madrid
Okay.
has won more in the past 3 years, thereabout.
So are you expecting something different tonight?
I feel like tonight will be a very tough game because they are both sitting, first and second simultaneously. So
yeah.
it's gonna be tight. I think this game is gonna be like
A draw.
an under 2.5,
Yeah.
less than 2 goals, or not more than 2 goals. As a matter of fact,
Okay. Yeah.
it's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be really tight because it's hard to score Atletico Madrid,
It is.
and Madrid these days, it's
Off and on.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they're not stable yet in their attack. So maybe there might be a kind of upset, but then it's either there are less goals or there are so much goals.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing so many goals today.
Of course, that's the plan.
That's why we're here. So, aside watching the game, we're going to have a party. It is indeed a viewing party, and this is brought to us kind courtesy of La Liga and also our partners Sporty Bet as well as Activa. Mind you, as the night goes on, we'll be having interesting giveaways, and also Super Sport will be giving away some subscriptions.
Yes, Super Sports, they're live in the building, and they'll be giving out 5 free family pack subscription to 5 lucky fans. So I hope you are that lucky fan.
I really do hope so. I mean, I'm looking forward to answering some questions, but if it's not me as well, I mean, you guys can also enjoy some of the packages. La Liga is also giving away some goodies.
Yeah,
La
we
Liga
have
hats and
some merchandise here.
Merchandise
Some merchandise
as well.
here.
So,
So
we're
yeah.
looking forward to that, as well as some great stuff from Activa as well.
And yes, we're forgetting something.
Yeah.
We are live right here at the Lennox restaurant.
Yes, right inside the Atlantic Towers. We're live at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant inside the Atlantic Towers. That's where
So-
we're having our viewing party tonight.
Yeah, so wherever you are, driving around, stuck in
town.
traffic, please do us the honor and bring yourself down here, and
Please
we'll
do.
make sure it's going to be the best experience of your life because she's going to be here.
Yeah, I'm your host for tonight. And once again, my name is Alexis Laura. If you haven't followed me on social media for a moment, yes, and I am Alexis Laura on X and on Instagram. So in just a few minutes, we'll be having kick-off. We'll be having a look at the the lineup for today's games. We're looking forward to seeing great goals coming in from both sides, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. This is the Madrid derby viewing party, and yes, we have yes,
Yeah, Kukubaini.
he is the
I'm in the rep for Lena's restaurant and bar.
so thank you so much for having us here in your beautiful space. We're looking forward to having an exciting time here. But how excited are you for tonight's game?
Oh, actually, I'm more of a Premier League, but La Liga, I'm getting into it now.
Please
and,
do, please
I
do.
know Real Madrid and Atletico, the first and second place teams are playing,
Yes.
and I'm rooting for Atletico.
Oh wow, we
Yeah.
actually do have an Atletico fan here. Everybody seems to be going for Real Madrid, so it's actually very exciting to see that you are going for Atletico today. So how many goals are you expecting Atletico to score tonight?
They'll score 2 goals.
2 goals.
2 goals,
And you think
yeah.
they're winning?
I know we are winning. I'm
Awesome.
not thinking, I know.
Awesome. That's the spirit. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Mr. Viney. So
Thank
I'll be
you.
coming across to our fans and our viewers right here just to remind you that we are live on Sporty FM. That is the frequency 106.1 here in Accra, and in Takrady 102.5, and in Kumasi 91.3. That is on your radio, but we're also live streaming on Sporty FM social media. That is on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. Once again, I am your host for tonight's Madrid Derby Watch Party, and my name is Alexis Laura. Thank you guys. We'll be back soon. way. So I'll be moving to anybody that I see in sight. Nobody is excluded from this questionnaire tonight. I will be coming to you. And the way you are smiling at me right now, it appears that you are even more excited and more ready for the questions I have for you. Hi, what's your name?
My name is David Kometete. I work with Activa International Insurance.
And of course, Activa is one of our partners for today's event. So thank you for joining us tonight. So I do have some questions. First things first, who are you supporting tonight?
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid. Okay, so who is your favorite player in the team?
I don't have a favorite player, but I like the coach, the passion of the coach, Diego Simeone.
Okay. So I have a question for you right now. What is the name of the rivalry between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid? This one is very easy.
No idea.
Oh, it's very, very easy. Very, very easy. Do you have an answer for me?
I think it's is it Madrid derby?
It is the Madrid derby. Please let's give it a round of applause, please. Thank you. Yeah, we already have a winner here. So I'll be moving again to you. Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Deborah.
Hi, Debbie. Who are you supporting tonight?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Nice. Okay, so who wears the number 5 jersey in Real Madrid?
Jude.
Hey! It looks like Jude has a lot of crashes here. That's a good one. All right. So I'll be bringing your prices to you in due course. I'm coming to you. The way you have even removed your face right now. Hi.
Hello,
What's your name?
Antoinette.
Antoinette. Who are you supporting tonight?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Should I ask you a question about Real Madrid? You don't want. Okay. So who is your favorite player in? Please don't say Jude Bellingham. Who is your favorite player in Real Madrid?
He's the only one I know.
Is it because he's cute?
Yeah.
I think the ladies love Real Madrid because of Jude Bellingham, huh? All right. And Ronaldo, huh? I think it starts from Ronaldo. So I'll be getting into the gentleman. Hi. What's your name?
Bernard.
Bernard. Who are you supporting tonight?
Madrid.
Madrid. Which Madrid? Real Madrid. The way you said Madrid, it's like that's the only Madrid that matters to you, right?
That's the only Madrid that matters to me.
Okay, so okay. So if you were to have your starting 11 for tonight, can you put it together?
If Rudiger is not there, I can't.
Pardon?
No Rudiger, no Madrid.
No Rudiger, no Real Madrid,
Yeah.
not even Mbappe. He can't do anything. Nah. Okay. All right, so let me ask you a question. Which stadium hosts the Madrid derby? Which of the stadiums hosts the Madrid derby?
Bernabeu.
The Bernabeu.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Bernabeu is for which team?
Madrid.
Real Madrid. Nice. Thank you. All right, so let's get into this right now. I'll be coming to this other side here. And I'll be getting into some of the question and answers as well. I do see our very own Nathan in the building. Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
Hi. You look dapper tonight.
Thank you.
So who are you rooting for tonight?
None, really. I'm not a fan of either side.
Don't do that.
But okay, if I want one
Yes.
team to win,
Yes.
I do want Real Madrid to win.
Why?
Why? Well, look, they are a fun team to watch.
Okay.
They are an exciting team to watch. I love watching them. And I love Jude Bellingham.
Okay. I mean, Jude Bellingham seems to be a favorite here tonight.
I mean, he's an absolutely elegant player. I just love watching him when he plays. Right?
Sorry. So you like Jude Bellingham, right?
Yes, I do like Jude Bellingham.
One jersey number does he wear?
5.
Then lastly, can you show us the celebration? Thank you.
Belly go.
I think it's the most elegant celebration in world football. Just stand, open your arms wide.
Exactly. But aside everything tonight, Real Madrid has been, going through some ups and downs.
Yeah.
Looking at fitting Mbappe into the team. Do you think it's something that might affect their performance tonight?
Look, a few months ago, you could tell that they had teething problems. I think
Yeah.
now they look slightly better. they won't have issues when you have to play both Mbappe and Vini Jr. in one team.
Yeah,
But I
that's
think
true.
Carlo Ancelotti has been making it work. His break is that in the last few weeks, Vini's gone in and out of the team, so he's
Yeah.
had a settled team to work with.
Uh-huh.
I'd love to see how they fare this evening. The problem for Madrid is that they haven't won a lot of their big games. They've lost 2 Clásicos already,
Yes.
one in the league, one in the cup. And tonight is another test for them.
It is.
And we'll have to see what Atletico does. Madrid face teams that are similar to this. They come to the Bernabeu, they see deep,
Yeah.
they can break them down.
Yeah.
But Atleti are a very, very different type of animal, right? Even though they can play deep, they can also play on the break and all of that. So I would love to see how Real Madrid respond to this test. How they can take on a team that's also in the title race and win. Let's not forget, if they win tonight, they stay top of the La Liga
That
table.
is true.
Then they give themselves a bit of a gap between themselves and Atletico Madrid. So there's a lot riding on this
There
game.
is, and I mean, I'm actually quite shocked at the fact that people are not keeping a keen eye on Atletico tonight, because I'm like, these guys are also there.
It
Like,
is, I guess it's because for many years they've been this team that they don't play exciting football.
uh-huh.
But I totally agree with you. You have to look at them and say that they are part of this title race.
Yeah.
They went 14, 15 games without losing.
Yeah.
And that is what has brought them here.
That's true.
And they are in the mix. So they also understand the value of this game. And I think they'll come out and give everything. I'm sure they will look at some of the teams that have gone to the Bernabeu, like
Yeah.
AC Milan.
That's true.
To go and win. And they will look at it and say, look, we probably have more quality than Milan all around. So we can hurt Real Madrid tonight. So it's a very complicated. It's not a very straightforward game
Very,
at all.
very,
So, yeah.
very complicated.
It will-
Very, very complicated. So we'll be getting into some score predictions as the night goes on. But it is almost time for the Madrid derby tonight, and we are live right here at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant inside the Atlantic Towers. We're also live on Sporty FM right here in Accra, and the frequency is 106.1 FM in Accra, and in Takoradi.
Yes, we are 102.5 in
102.5
Takoradi and 91.3
in
Kumasi.
Kumasi. And also here we're streaming live on social media.
Yes,
as
we are.
well.
At
So-
Sporty FM on YouTube, Sporty FM _. And I like to say massive shouts to our very good friends at Super Sport and La Liga.
Yes.
Let's not forget that Sporty Bet is the official betting partner of La Liga. So we are one big family.
Definitely
And
a
La
big
Liga
family.
is our product. Plus, what was Activa?
Yes,
who are the
Activa is
insurance,
also
who are the
here
insurance
with
partners
us.
of La Liga as well.
Yeah, so speaking about sporty bets, speaking about betting, I will be getting in touch with one of our ushers right here to give
Uh-huh.
us a pen and a paper. I'll be going round
What are you taking? Predictions?
predictions, because there are a lot of giveaways tonight.
Oh, I see.
Yes, there are a lot of giveaways tonight. And just before we have kickoff, I'll be getting
Yeah.
into that. But let me do you the honors and start with you, Nathan. Drum roll. Score prediction tonight.
Score prediction.
Yes.
2-1 Real Madrid.
2-1 Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Are you certain?
Yeah, well, let's
Are
about
you very
75% certain.
Okay.
Real Madrid will attack. They are at home. They would want to break down Atletico. They do have the weapons to. Atletico will try to stop them. I mentioned the AC Milan game. I
Yes.
can't stop thinking about that because
true.
yeah, it's a if you want a template on how to go to Real Madrid and play a game. If you are a very defensive side, that's a template. Atletico have quality. I think they will get a goal, but I think ultimately Real Madrid will score a late winner. I hope it's Bellingham.
I hope
so he
so
does the
too.
celebration.
Bellingham.
But yeah, I think Real Madrid will win 2-1.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. So I'll be getting and passing the mic around.
So it's still the La Liga viewing party here at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant at the Airport Square. My name is Nathan Kwa. You're listening to us live on Sporty 106.1 FM. We are the voice of sport. We are in Takoradi on 102.5. We are in Kumasi on 91.3. You can send us a message or you can follow this conversation live on X Spaces at Sporty FM _. And you can also watch us on social at Sporty FM on Facebook. My colleagues are in here. I see Gary Al Smith has just entered the building. Kosi Fiaka is also here.
All
My
right.
other colleagues are around. Kelvin Owusu I see outside.
It's outside, yes. I'll
Yes.
be getting into their score predictions as well because today, I'm actually rooting for Atletico myself.
Why?
You know, because listen, Real Madrid, they can disappoint you.
That is true.
they can disappoint. So I'm just
That
going
is
to go
true.
with the underdogs for today and just see how that goes.
Okay.
Yes,
I can't believe you are calling Atletico an underdog.
you know, that's how life is.
Well, look, they are a very, very strong proposition. I'll tell you something. A few
All right.
months ago,
Yeah?
a friend of mine, we were talking about La Liga, and
Yeah.
he kept saying that, Nathan, Atletico will be in the title. I said, look, these guys are miles away from the top two. He says, I have a funny feeling
Okay.
they will be in the mix. How right he was
Lo and behold.
that they are here.
I mean, I can't even, when I look at the past few games, I'm like, how are these guys already here? How did they get here so quick?
You know, it's just good form, consistency, and a lot of their best players or good players have risen to the fore, right? Julian Alvarez.
That's true.
He's coming to good form.
Yeah.
Antoine Griezmann is looking really well.
Yeah.
And then you have all these other supporting players, Samuel Lino, all these other guys.
Yeah, these other guys.
All these other guys who
there
are
some
in
big
the
names.
mix.
I mean, Antoine Griezmann is definitely one to
And then
keep an eye on.
Alexander Solos.
Exactly.
You don't talk about him much, but
But-
in that winning run, he was scoring a lot of goals to win them games. And
Yes.
then that's why they are here.
Yes, so that's really exciting. So we do have just a few minutes to kick off, and we are live right here at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant inside the Atlantic Towers. So I'll be moving around to ask my guest here to give
Yes.
us some score predictions before we get into it. So I'm moving to this part of the table here. It looks a bit busy here. Hi, hello. What's your name?
I'm Ni Amadagadu.
You are?
Ni Amadagadu.
Ni Ama. Okay, so I want you to give us your score prediction for tonight. 3-1. So we're going to write his name, Niama. 3-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And what about you?
Dela.
All right, so what's your score prediction for tonight?
2-1.
2-1 in favor of
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Hey, this is a Real Madrid table. Oh. Okay, so I know you are the one giving away their family subscription. I won't ask you.
Atletico 1-0.
1-0. Okay. In favor of Atletico. All right, sure. So I hope you are getting all the score predictions out, because these are some serious predictions here. Hi,
My name is Ni Amati.
Niamate.
3-2 Real Madrid.
3-2 Real Madrid. Okay, so Niamate says 3-2 Real Madrid. We'll be getting to another side as well to get some score predictions. How many do we have right now? We have 4 score predictions. Mind you, you can get some great goodies right after. If your score predictions are right.
Okay, we'll take a few more score predictions, Alexis,
Yes.
and then when we come back, I will be handing over to my colleague Kosi Fiaka to.
Hi there.
Kosi, yes. So that's Alexis. Alexis will be taking more of the predictions, and then when she comes out, you can also run us through. The lineups are out. I think it will be fair to run listeners through the lineup. You're on Sporty 106.1 in Accra, 91.3 in Kumasi, 102.5 in Takada. We are the voice of sport. This is a prelude to the Madrid derby. We are live on radio in 6-7 minutes.
Yeah.
The hostilities will begin at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu in Madrid.
All right, so I'll be getting some more score predictions before we get to discussing the lineup, because the lineups are out at the moment. So let me move on to this side. Hi. Your name again?
Selom.
Selom. So Selom, your score prediction?
2-2.
2-2. So draw 2-2. All right, sure. Hi.
Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Kobe Perry.
Kobe Perry. What's your score prediction for tonight?
I was about to say 2-1, but Nathan jinxed it, so I'll say 3-2.
Oh my God, Nathan jinxed it. Nathan, you jinxed somebody's prediction here. Oh.
I thought Madrid would do the draw in the first half and then a late winner by Bellingham as well. But since he said it, I have to switch to a 3-2, but a late winner by Bellingham as well.
Awesome. So we've taken your prediction into consideration. So hopefully we'll be getting that prediction as the night goes on. So we do have just about 6 minutes to go into it. So I'll be coming to. All right. So Kosi, you're going to give me a view of the lineups. They're already out. It's just a few minutes to kick off at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Madrid derby is a very, very big one. Atletico Madrid come up against their city rivals in Real Madrid, and the lineups are out. Not a lot of surprises. So we're going to run through the lineups very, very quickly.
Yes.
As we do go along. So starting for Real Madrid in post. No surprises there. Thibaut Courtois returns to the team. Up across defense, Lucas Vasquez comes in a right back. Chouameni fills in for an injury-ravaged Real Madrid defense.
Yeah.
And he is partnered by Raul Asensio. And a left back, there's Fran Garcia in there. In midfield, Fede Valverde and Dani Ceballos will be that double pivot. And up front, Rodrigo Goes, Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. will support Kylian Mbappe. For Atletico Madrid, in post is the ever-present Jean Oblak. At left back, there's Xavi Galan, Clement Lenglet, Jose Maria Jimenez, and Marcos Llorente. They complete what has been a very formidable back four. Samuelino, Pablo Barrios, Rodrigo De Paul, and Juliano Simeone complete the midfield four. And Julian Alvarez and Antoine Griezmann, no surprises there, are the front two, tasked to get the goals for Atletico Madrid.
All right, so these are the names for the lineup. But this is a very interesting lineup from both sides, and well, it looks like Real Madrid is putting up a very formidable side tonight. Not too formidable though, because we can. It was quite expected, don't you think so? Very predictable.
Yeah, absolutely, quite predictable, and people have been commenting on it. We've had a lot of our listeners commenting on our starting lineup. Now, Nkwatia Aloate said, in other words, Valverde is a right back in today's match. He thinks that there will be a tactical tweak there. Noni Evans Egbo says, Atletico will run this midfield aground. This team can't do well in a high-profile match when Rodrigo Goes, Bellingham and Vinicius and Mbappe all play together. Emmanuel Freeman says, the squad all day inside. Allah. But Team Atletico, we day inside as well. Mick Mill, I don't know if it's the Mick Mill we know or it's Ghana Mick Mill.
We have a Ghana Mick Mill.
Yeah, there are quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Let's go to Latibio, because you will find about 5. The right back is a big problem. Anyway, straight win for Atletico Madrid. Nandribe Isaac said, I thought the claim all were injured. Mind games, resting players. Hala Madrid, we chant tonight. Bismarck Akufo is sending that in. So we have a lot of comments coming through. The fans are ready. We're live on Sport 106.1 FM. I've got a beautiful lady standing by my side.
Yes.
I wish you could see her, but the voice tells it all. And very soon we'll be launching into the game.
Yes, definitely.
And amazing thing is we'll be walking our listeners through the game, right?
Awesome.
So I've got my gentleman in the studio. We are live on Facebook. We are live on X as well. So you can watch us.
Yes.
So Kevin Owusu is warming up. He just came from Madrid.
Yes, I saw him. I saw his post on socials. He was in a plane. I'm like, hey, this guy is chilling.
No, he's come from. He's brought all the lowdown from Madrid.
Oh, nice.
So there's everything going to be on the show tonight.
Awesome.
Last night he went to France to watch Brest. I mean the team Brest.
Oh, okay.
He's back from Madrid. So he's got all the lowdown. Nathan Kwar is in the building as well.
Yes, he is.
And we also find a way to pull Gary Al Smith here as well.
He's here
to speak to us.
Yes.
So the game is about to start. The teams are coming onto the pitch. Real Madrid are lining up in the tunnel. I can imagine the butterflies going through their stomachs.
Definitely.
Have you ever imagined walking across the pitch?
I have, and the nerves, the butterflies, they just unnerve me every single time. So they are definitely walking onto the pitch now, and it's just about to be kick off at the moment. Mind you, we'll be walking you guys through the game, and I see the Hala Madrid slogans everywhere. In fact, the entire stadium is chanting Hala Madrid at this very moment. So let's see if they can definitely live up to the hype.
Absolutely. So the teams are out, and the gentlemen who join me, Kevin, if you're here, please join me. They will join me. We'll do the analysis, and we'll walk our fans through the game. Kevin, ¿cómo estás? Oh, bro, why you are from Spain? Why are you disgracing me?
Yeah, I had an interpreter. So.
Okay. Yeah, the rich men have interpreters. So maybe when we say ¿cómo estás? We say estoy muy bien. So let's practice. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy bien. So the lineups are out. there are lots of undertones when it comes to this game, right? It's not just a matchup between City rivals. There are lots of parts, first and second, and there's pride to play for. There's a place to play for. There's a title to play for. Just how much sauce goes into the fixture?
Well, there's a lot, and especially when Real Madrid will be looking forward to that big game against Manchester City, they will have one eye. This could be, the big tune for them, or the big tonic for them to set them up for that game, for the Champions League qualifier. And amidst all their injuries, they'll be looking forward to preserving players to be very much fit and available for that fixture. So it gives Atletico Madrid, who have already qualified into the round of 16, an edge because they don't have a game. So they are coming into this with all that confidence. The two sides managed to win their Copa del Rey games to get into the semi-final. So they had a very good midweek. But what really sets this up is how Atletico have been very strong this season. Unlike previous years or even last season when they weren't extremely dominant upfield, this time around they have very good players when they are on the offensive end. This is a Real Madrid team that has conceded so much with all their defensive disarray and woes. So it only gives that Atletico Madrid, that edge and confidence that yes, and as much as Real Madrid are the leaders in La Liga, they have all the arsenals up front to hurt us. Now they have, all the big men up front. There's Kylian Mbappe, there's Vinicius, and then there's also Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, and the likes. But what he will be looking up to is that how would I be able to stop this Real Madrid front three? And that is going to be the bane of Diego Simeone. His side might have been, on a good run, but ever since they fell, in the La Liga and broke that dominance of consecutive wins, they've been a bit susceptible to attacks from opponents, and that is what may likely happen in this game. But I think it's going to be a tough one. Real Madrid, from their previous loss of points, wouldn't want to continue because a drop of points means that Barcelona will be getting closer if they manage to defeat Sevilla tomorrow evening.
Amazing. So we just saw Kylian Mbappe, Player of the Month, with his award. He's hit the ground running. And Madrid will be expecting a lot from him. There was a lot of skepticism when he joined because people said he hadn't fit in, etc. He's been out injured. He's back. Will he be that danger man that Madrid would place all that goal-scoring betting on?
Well, I think, his numbers are incredible. You may not see the fanciful Kylian Mbappe. He may not be as skillful as you would want to see. And let's, deem it as this is a player who was walking into a magnificent side where the likes of Ronaldo Luis, Cristiano Ronaldo, Raul Gonzalez, Karim Benzema had already set the tone. He came in and his favorable position was commanded by Vinicius Jr. So he had to quickly adapt to a new style, a new playing style where he would have to be fed off from the central attacking position. Just like you mentioned, the injuries have played a part. But overall, if you have a player like Kylian Mbappe, not even the Zinedine Zidane had a smooth ride like he is having. At the end of the season, by the time the season ends, you realize his numbers, his goals, his assists have been immense. And I think that, yes, they might have put all the scoring burden on him, but once it's spread across the entire team, it leaves him with that liberty. And the reason why getting to the end of the season or the home stretch, the most important part of the season where Madrid needs him, he's been coming to the party. The reason why he has won the Player of the Month award. And, this is only more like an edge for him to do more. And with Mbappe that we know very much unrelenting, he can quickly, dispatch teams when he is on his A game. And I am expecting that this evening as well.
Amazing. There's a legend in the building, Marcelo, who hangs his boots, is in the building to support his Real Madrid squad. Now let's draw our attention to this Atletico Madrid squad as well. Diego Simeone's side are known to be very compact. In a game like this, or in games like these, you don't really see them open up. Looking at his lineup and the fact that he's playing a traditional 4-4-2, which would probably be a 4-5-1 because Griezmann might drop. What do you think will be the complexion of this game? Will it be the quintessential derby where Atletico will sit back and hit Real Madrid on the counter, or they are going to snatch at each other?
Well, they're not going to stay back, and if you've watched them this season, they are very much progressive with how they play, and it's all because if you have Griezmann, if you have Julian Alvarez, who are very much attacking minded, and they would want to get the goals. Rodrigo de Paul, in as much as he is very much defensive, would always want to surge upfield and provide the needed passes. So, when you have a very weak Real Madrid defense like this, all you need to do is to just attack them. And I expect, Atletico to go on the bounce against them, not forgetting their defensive responsibilities, because if you leave your back open, you have the likes of Mbappe, Vinicius snaring at the rear to just take advantage of it and then pounce to get goals.
I mean, it's all Sporty Live on Sporty 106.1 FM. The game has kicked off. It's a big one. It's the Derby de Madrid. It's the Derby de Madrid. Right now, the Spanish is coming, small.
Maybe you're getting lessons.
Yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there. Where's Nathan? Nathan, come and speak some Spanish and let's see. And so the game has kicked off very, very earnestly. You can see Vinicius Junior. Real Madrid are looking to at least stamp their authority on this game. It's a throw into Atletico Madrid. The ball is in the middle of the park. You expect the theme of this game to be one of gusto, where both teams will go at each other. So Mr. Nathan Kwao is joining us. Mr. Nathan Kwao, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Bien. I have been exposed. Mr. Kwao, I mean, the game has started in earnest. A lot of people are expecting a ding-dong battle between two giants who have a lot to play for. Are you expecting that, or are you expecting a one-sided game?
It will be a tough game, because all of a sudden Atletico Madrid are in the mix. They're in the hunt for the title. So Real Madrid understand that points dropped this evening could prove very fatal at the end of the season. Let's not forget, they've lost once to Barcelona in the derby, in the league. They may lose again. It's a possibility. Now, what you don't want is to work your math and say that, okay, I've lost 6 points to Barcelona. I can't drop another 4 or 6 or 3 to Atletico at home. So it's a very complex game. Real Madrid will have to take their time. They won't have to be in this game for as long as possible and take those opportunities. I'd love to see how Carlo Ancelotti handles the pressure of a derby, of another big game. Let's not forget, he's lost a few big games already. Talk about the Champions League. He's dropped points in there. So it is a tough game. And Atletico have, like I said, played themselves back into contention for the La Liga title. So it won't be an easy game. Atletico will give Real Madrid problems. They themselves can't afford to play a defensive game all through. They need to open up. They need to see what chances will be available for them to take. So it will be a very interesting game. I'd love to see how Atletico Madrid will evolve as the game goes along. Right? I want to see more of their attacking side. Again, I'd also want to see how Real Madrid will handle Atletico when they start to attack them. Can they keep their nerve? Can they keep their shape? Will Mbappe rise to the occasion this evening? So it's a game where several subplots are in there, and it's very important. If Real Madrid want to give themselves a bit of an advantage, then they won't have to play a good performance tonight.
Now let's look at the game tactically. We'll start with the middle of the park. There's a lot of brawn in that middle of the park. So Atletico have got Pablo Barrios and Rodrigo de Paul. Someone Lino, who's very defensive as well, and Giuliano Simeone, who can make those runs up forward. Valverde and Dani Ceballos make up that Real Madrid midfield. Definitely Jude Bellingham will be dropping in and out. But you have greater responsibility playing towards the edge of the box as you've seen him play.
Yeah.
A lot of people are of the view that this game will be won or lost in the midfield. Do you agree?
Well, to an extent.
So Atletico with the ball forward. Can they find their man? They do. But the pass is too long. And Atletico are showing intent from the very beginning.
They are. Remember what I said about showing the attacking side? They will show that. Real Madrid's high line, again, we need to highlight it. Atletico Madrid will have to play more on the front foot to take advantage of that high line and the space behind that high line. But I'm concerned about Real Madrid's midfield. I don't think it has a lot of toughness. I don't think it has a lot of rigidity to withstand, what Atletico Madrid may offer. Because if you look at that Atleti midfield, there's Barrios, you mentioned, and then there's Rodrigo de Paul. Even if you add Antoine Griezmann, who might drop deep to make a 3-man midfield, I think that midfield is physically more superior than that of the Real Madrid midfield. Their midfield, they've got Valverde, lots of lungs and legs. Dani Ceballos will not give you physicality. Jude Bellingham will do that, but he will be very preoccupied playing on the left of the Real Madrid midfield, especially as he wants to attack. So Real Madrid will have to be very careful how they manage that midfield battle, because once that is lost, it could prove really, really difficult for them this evening.
Now, Kevin, there's that, I'll call it a myth, because it hasn't been proven by testing of any hypothesis whatsoever, that Kylian Mbappe performs better when Vinicius is not playing. I don't know who came up with that. Maybe the statistics so far will support it. But what kind of partnership would they need to forge to ensure that they put this very strong Atletico defense to the sword?
Well, I think it's not about when Vinicius is not playing. It's about Real Madrid players taking the best decisions, the most prudent decisions in the final third. I always say if Real Madrid still had Toni Kroos available, Mbappe would have thrived without any difficulties, because he knows when to release the ball, he knows when to lay that pass, more like he's placed a ruler to lay a line and then play the ball through. And we've seen instances where you don't expect him to even make those passes, and he does well. And for Mbappe, this is, a new role to him. For all the times that he's played and excelled for France, excelled for Monaco, excelled for Paris Saint-Germain, he plays from the left-hand side of attack where he runs in and then cuts in. But this is more like a number 9. And, as quick as he is, he's always on the run. And if you don't have a player who is more intelligent to pick up the runs for him, it gets difficult. He doesn't play as a number 9, and it's been evident from his plays. So anytime it happens that way, it actually affects him. And he's not the Karim Benzema kind of player who would come into the game and then pull defenders out of their positions to him to get. He's always looking for the 1-2. He's always looking for the quick runs, and they don't have this. They don't have it in this Madrid team. Bellingham would want to take 1-2 touches. You don't have Valverde with that, intelligence to make those passes. Vinicius would want to dribble, take defenders on, and that would delay and allow defenders to reorganize and then, be in their position. So that has contributed to Mbappe's inability to be extremely efficient as many would want. If Madrid get to that playing style where they'll release the ball quickly, and I think it's high time Ancelotti will just understand, create a shield for that Madrid defense so it can liberate the likes of Valverde and Jude Bellingham to be more explosive up front in the final third to support these 3 men. Other than that, it's going to be quite difficult. We've just seen instances in about 8 minutes of this game where the defense has been extremely...
So Vinicius goes into the box, but he's marshaled very well by the Atletico defense.
But, because I just want to ask Kelvin, and Kelvin touches on a very important point about a shield for Real Madrid. Do you think that they should find a replacement or a player who replaces Toni Kroos, or they should find an out-and-out destroyer who will liberate, like you say, Valverde, Bellingham, whoever?
But I think, just before you come in, I think if you look at Toni Kroos and the role he played in that Real Madrid team, right, he was the metronome, right? He was the guy who would pick the passes, recycle play, etc. Bellingham is not that player. Valverde is not that player. If you had somebody like Toni Kroos, he wouldn't just liberate players like that. He adds an extra dimension to that midfield. And with the kind of attackers Real Madrid have, if you had that dimension and you still had a Bellingham, that's a cheat code.
Well, I think there's one problem. Some of these players are extremely dynamic, and it's hard to find in modern day football. Players whom we call switches. They dictate the pace of the game. Toni Kroos is one of such players. He covers the ground so well. He knows when to play it fast. He knows when to slow down and dictate the tempo of the game, just like Rodri does for Manchester City. In his absence, you just see a huge gap. And for a player who just transitioned from being a central attacking midfielder to being a central midfielder to being a deep lying playmaker, it is rare to find. So if Madrid would want, it's either they have a player cut in that shape or absolutely have a destroyer. Because if you have a destroyer in that midfield or a shield for that defense, it liberates the likes of Jude Bellingham, because he wouldn't have the thought of drawing deeper into helping with defensive duties. It's the same thing that happened for a team like Arsenal. And I think Liverpool also had a similar problem when they did not have a man to really man their central midfield when Fabinho got off. But you see, this season where they have someone like Gravenberch who switches play, dictates the tempo of the Liverpool attack and midfield. It's been so smooth because Mohamed Salah doesn't have to think about drawing deeper for defensive duties. So all he does is, let me dictate the pace of the game. Let me feed those up front. Because if I have Diaz, if I have Salah, if I have Cody Gakpo, why would I worry? It's the same thing with this Real Madrid team. If you get that player cast in that shield or cast in that mode, you wouldn't have any problems. What do? Leave the ball for Bellingham. He has those three, deadly men up front. Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Kylian Mbappe. And they'll do the job just as it was being done. So I think that is the kind of player. If they don't get it, then they need, a strong...
Should they test Manchester City's resolve and say they want Rodri?
Well, they could. But, players after anterior cruciate ligament tears, they are not as efficient as you would expect them to be.
Okay.
Very few come good after that lengthy break. Maybe Virgil van Dijk, but we all have seen the length of time it's taken him for him to be at his best again. So you don't make that gamble. I think there are players, you go to PSG, there is Neves in that midfield. That player seems to be the most ideal option I think they could have adopted.
Real Madrid.
And I think that Real Madrid could have taken a gamble on Paul Pogba.
I see.
They could have taken a gamble on Paul Pogba. He has that style, that dimension to help that Real Madrid midfield.
But Pogba is a mystery.
Exactly.
Because I still don't know what his best position is.
Pogba is a prisoner. A lot of players have been signed to free him, and he still wasn't free.
Yeah, I guess because maybe there's a bit of there's a difficulty in trying to box him. Because I struggle to know where his best position
I think
is.
he would always want to be that deep lying playmaker. Even in the 2018 France national team squad that won the World Cup. And as much as N'Golo,
but you don't want him to play alone.
Exactly.
So it's him and somebody.
N'Golo Kante was the defensive player. But every time you see the French team, it was Kante to his right, Blaise Matuidi to his left, and he was left centrally to dictate the game.
because he had Kante's engine and he had Blaise Matuidi's ability to run all over the place.
Very good. So if you have industrious players around, which I think Real Madrid have in Fede Valverde.
Okay.
When Toni Kroos was there, Valverde was just interested in covering the ground.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as when Sami Khedira was with Real Madrid.
Of course,
he will cover the spaces,
the
and then Modric and Toni Kroos will just do their work. So, that is
I don't know, but it's an interesting thing you're saying.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba in this state. Look, if Real Madrid sign him from now till the end of the season, I think it's a win-win. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I think you are still getting a player who has some things left in the tank. There's something left in the tank.
Let me ask you. If you put Pogba, you put Dani Ceballos. Which player are you going to pick? Exactly.
Pogba, right?
So he adds more, and his strength and his physical presence. It's more damning than what you see from what Dani Ceballos would give.
And look at this.
Yeah, so the game is ongoing. 30 minutes played. It's still 0-0. Both teams are snatching at each other. Atletico Madrid came very close to that opener. A snapshot from the edge of the box by Lino, just gone past Thibaut Courtois and lower near post.
But I look at Lino, and he's a very interesting chap. Started out as a left back. In the last few games, they've moved him further up the pitch. He does have some attacking threats to him, and I think that he will be one of the headaches for Real Madrid this evening in terms of what Atletico offers. I'm happy he's playing in a very advanced position, so it means that the threat is closer to goal. Now there are players like Griezmann and Alvarez on that pitch, and if Lino is a live threat down that left, he could really cause problems for Real Madrid, as we just saw.
Absolutely. So I think one of his primary duties will also be to keep Vinicius Junior quiet. He's done that very well so far. They are doubling up on them, but Real Madrid are gaining control of the game, moving the ball very slowly. Kylian Mbappe playing very deep, takes his man on, but the ball is won very quickly by Atletico Madrid, who look to recycle possession. But Real Madrid win it back. It is becoming that ding-dong battle that we predicted. The ball gone all the way into the Real Madrid half, and it will be a throwing to Real Madrid, who will look to command the game. The Atletico Madrid midfield are looking to mark out Jude Bellingham, and so far it looks like they're doing that very well.
Well, yeah. Look, if you want to stop Real Madrid's fluidity, right, you have to stop Bellingham. He's the one who, of all the midfielders they have, he's the one these days tasked with taking the ball and driving towards the opposition. So if you take him out, Ceballos won't do it, right? And Fede Valverde is, and as Kelvin said, he's so concerned about covering the ground and being the destroyer. So he cannot also be tasked with, okay, you take the ball and you run up the pitch. It leaves Real Madrid's midfield very exposed. So in taking Bellingham out, Atletico are doing the wise thing. I just want to see again the link up between Vini and Mbappe. From what we are seeing, Vini is dropping, slightly deep to link the play. Mbappe is staying in the box. I guess now the broad convention is that Mbappe leads the line, plays more in the box, whilst the others come deep to get the ball and see how they can get the ball to him.
So I think what they do is they just overload the left-hand side of the attack to create space, and then maybe someone like Rodrigo and then Rodrigo and Jude Bellingham can take advantage of the middle and then the right-hand side. But even with that, I don't think they really trust Rodrigo so much. There are, great instances of play where he gets extremely isolated that you would expect that advantage of him capitalizing on that weakness, to pounce off and get the result. But it hasn't been the case. So I think it will take time. It will take time, and I just hope that Real Madrid, in all their dominance, every time it gets to the second half of the season, that is where the team matures to just beat and dispatch teams off with ease. And I expect that in this second half of the season, where the business is going to be the business, just like our own immortal will say, it's your business to take care of your business. So it's Real Madrid's business to take care of what? Their business. And they do that well every single season. And I trust Ancelotti to, biggest man up to come to the patch.
So we've been joined by Essinam. Essinam is wearing a Chelsea jersey. I don't know why. We are doing La Liga today.
But I just want to give a shout out to
a
gentleman who's walked in wearing the retro Real Madrid shirt. I love that shirt.
Oh, Charlie.
The shirt with the Tekka.
The Tekka.
So this one, they won the Champions League in '98 and 2000 wearing this particular shirt.
When you see this jersey, what player comes to mind?
Which player comes to mind? Raul, yeah.
I mean, you see these jerseys and you're like, oh my God, it was glittering back in the day.
People mention Raul. Why you forget players who wore it. No, Carlos, Hierro. You see, those were my men.
Helguera.
Yes, those were the men.
Charlie, you grow.
Salgado.
No, you grow.
I don't grow past you, I beg.
You grow. Charlie, I'm welcome. How are you? Amazing. The game has started in earnest. It's looking very, very cagey as it stands. But first of all, before anything, what are your predictions for this game?
A draw.
Draw?
Yeah.
High scoring draw, low draw,
like
1-1.
Like
1-1 for you?
Yeah.
Why? Is it because you think they are not going to open up? Why?
No, I think for the past like 5 derby games, it's ended up in draw. And Carlo Ancelotti hasn't really gotten one over Diego. So I feel like the least it can be will be a draw.
So you think, so Essinam thinks it will be a draw. I'm sure a lot of people might think so too. But coming to you, Nathan, in games like these, right, it's a lot more than football on the pitch. There's a lot of history, etc. The other you walk us through the history of the two teams, the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, more or less. The mattress makers and how do you call it, the royals, ideally. But I mean, for the uninitiated, what role do things like this play in big derbies like this?
Well, so when you talk about a derby, it's a clash between teams from the same city, right? So you've got the Manchester derby, you've got the London derby, whatever. It's the same thing that exists between these two sides. Now, for many years, Real Madrid.
So Real Madrid almost take the lead there.
Real Madrid have been
Vinicius Jr. Gets past Barrios, shoots, but he doesn't hit the targets. Yes, carry on.
You know, Real Madrid have been the dominant side historically in Spain. In the last few years, you have Atletico popping up. I remember somewhere in the mid 90s, I think it must have been 95 or 96, I'm not sure. Atletico won the league, and it was a huge story because they were not tipped to do that. They were not built to do, and they did win the league to disrupt, you know, the dominance of Real Madrid and Barcelona at the time. So that's one aspect that you need to understand. Real Madrid have always been the bigger team, the big boys, you know, the royalty, the glamorous side, European Cup winners, the best team in the world, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But in the last few years, Atletico's profile has begun to grow. Now, I'll share some interesting things with you, right? I'm going to mention some players. Thibaut Courtois, Marcos Llorente, Alvaro Morata, Mario Hermoso, and Sergio Reguilon. Now, I'm mentioning these guys because they belong in a very unique category. All these players that I've mentioned have played the Madrid derby for the two sides in their career. So Morata has played for Atletico before and Real Madrid. Reguilon the same. Marcos Llorente the same. Other guys, Thibaut Courtois. Remember, he started out at Atletico
alone.
Went round, and he's now at Real Madrid. So
that's some very interesting history.
You know that.
In fact, for those that don't know.
So these guys are there, right? So it's not like this rivalry is not as heated as the El Clasico. The El Clasico is steeped in Spanish history, Spanish politics. There's a heavy undertone to the El Clasico. This is a bit light, but it's between two teams from the same city. And you mentioned them clearly. Real Madrid, the royalty guys, or the guys who belong to the upper class, and the hard workers of Atletico Madrid, Los Colchoneros, we call them, the mattress makers. So they represent, as you said, the proletariat, the hard workers, the lower end class, the working class. And that's what gives this rivalry, you know, some context, some life and all. Again, it's not as intense as the El Clasico, but this is as pure a derby as you get, because they split the city of Madrid into two parts, one part white and then one part red, white and blue.
So it means Leganes, they know the inside though, because this will the city. Anyway, so the game is
I think about the first time they met was in 1906.
Okay.
And Real Madrid won that game by 2-1.
So they drew first blood.
It's true.
Yeah.
They threw first blood. Here. 237 times they've met. And Real Madrid have won 116. Yeah.
So, I mean, pure superiority, if you do ask me.
Yes.
Pure superiority. But Atletico Madrid will be looking to at least correct that as we do go along.
Of course.
But the game is ongoing. It is still 0-0. As cagey as we predicted it will be, it has been, Kevin.
Well, it's always going to be that. And you look at Atletico, and they look more an organized side than, you know, Real Madrid. Real Madrid are extremely dangerous on the offensive, but Atletico have done well to always keep their shape in their defensive third, because you look at how dominant Madrid has been, but Real Madrid look, you know, a bit jittery and, you know, a bit loose than what we've seen from Atletico's defense, and that gives Atletico that superiority when they want to get the win. Real Madrid can only capitalize on the pace and the brilliance of those up front to get the wins, and just as we've seen, Mbappe and the likes will thrive, but they can only thrive when there is enough space for them to operate. With Atletico, with their 4 men in that defensive line, wouldn't offer Real Madrid that. And you can see, whenever they are in their defensive shape, it's more like a 6, you know, man at the last layer. 6 men in the last layer and 3 men in front of them, and then they leave just 1 man, whether it's Julian Alvarez or Antoine Griezmann, in that, you know, first layer. So it's quite difficult for you to break through the lines easily. And with Madrid, how many of the players can, you know, take advantage and, you know, gamble for a dribble? It's either Kylian Mbappe or maybe Vinicius Jr. With the rest, you cannot really trust whether they can capitalize on it. And that is the difficulty of Real Madrid, of this Real Madrid team, when they find themselves in extremely low blocks like what we are seeing from Atletico.
Absolutely, yes.
I mean, I guess this will be the general theme of the game. Atletico holding their shape, not giving anything up, not creating an opportunity for Real Madrid to go in behind, right? Because Real Madrid do have the pace. Vini Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo. So we'll have to see how Atletico Madrid can manage this, for how long. This is what we'll be seeing. The defensive block being low, they will play on the break. They'll try and play to Real Madrid's press. Again, look, I'd love to see how Real Madrid react. Would they be able to press high enough to get the ball off Atletico very quickly and then try and, attack the goal? Can Atletico play through Real Madrid's press and be there? Because let's not forget, Real Madrid starts off with a high line. Now, if they press, everybody starts to push up the pitch. And if Atletico plays through that press, that's a lot of space for them to take advantage of. So we will see this caginess. Already, Dani Ceballos is on a yellow. It compromises him. What will Carlo Ancelotti do? How long will he keep him on the pitch for? These are the themes that will start to arise as the game, plays out.
I mean, remember we are live inside the Lennox Bar and Restaurant, inside the Atlantic Towers, where we are doing this together, watching the La Liga, the big La Liga fixture for the weekend, the Madrid derby between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And the game is progressing, but not with a lot of activity, Kevin.
Yeah, lots of activity, and you can join us here at the Lennox Bar here at the airport. And, lots of fun, people in their jerseys. The Madrid fans are anxious. I can see one directly opposite me, He's been playing the game. Look at him, He just turns his neck. Yeah, his tongue rolling through his mouth. He's struggling. Yeah, but Charlie, you go score and make you no shiver. Yeah.
So remember, we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, in Kumasi as well, and in Takrady.
Exactly.
So please tune in. Tell a friend to tell a friend that if you can't make it to the Lennox,
just watch us.
Yeah,
on Facebook.
Let's go across it.
Enjoy the experience on Facebook.
Amazing. We are live on Facebook as well.
On X too.
On X as well. On Ghana's First 24/7. Or Ghana's only 24/7 sports radio station. So the game, like I said, is progressing.
Yeah.
Dani Ceballos, who has not had a very consistent run in this team, has a point to prove, doesn't he?
Well, he really has a point to prove, but in the last 4 or 5 games, I think he's become one of the regulars for Real Madrid, because if you want a deep lying playmaker and you cannot find any, you look around the team, and the only player you can hinge your hopes on is Dani Ceballos. Injuries have not been favorable to him. He has struggled to gain full fitness. When he was at Arsenal, Real Madrid with an opportunity to finish up inside the penalty area, Kylian Mbappe, but great defensive work from Atletico, and they cleared their lines. 27 minutes into the game, approaching the 28th minute, and it's still goalless between Real Madrid and Atletico.
These are the opportunities Real Madrid would want to take advantage of, right? Every now and again, that Atletico Madrid defense will go to sleep. Cracks will appear. Real Madrid will have to be ready to make the best of those opportunities. Atletico won't give you chances. So take the few chances that you get and try and win this game, right? Because, let's not forget the context of this game. It's a very tight, collection or gathering at the top of the Spanish La Liga table. Real Madrid are on top, Barca are there, Atletico are there. From this point onwards, nobody wants to drop any point. So Madrid will have to be up and doing. And Atletico themselves will have to be very, very careful. What you don't want in such a game is to be chasing it, especially when it is Real Madrid you are playing against. They will catch you open and they will score for fun. But I talk about Atletico's ability to play through it. These are the things I'm talking about. To play through the press, win the fouls, slow the game down, break the play, and frustrate Real Madrid. It's one of the key ways they can survive in this game. Because I guess we should bring
so Esinam.
Let's bring Esinam in.
Esinam is back. So Esinam, these games, like Nathan went through, have a lot of history behind them. But then Real Madrid have that air of superiority when it comes to these games, because they've won 116 of these fixtures in the past. But then again, the complexion of this one is completely different. We can see the tackles flying in and all of that. It shows you that there's more at stake. I mean, you are Diego Simeone right now. You are in the hot seat. I mean, what kind of instruction would you be backing out to your Atletico Madrid team, considering the complexion of this Real Madrid team?
Try and block all the the pockets of spaces. That's the most important thing. Then then counter them on their transitions, because you know Atletico Madrid, they can just one big chance.
Atletico Madrid
and
with
they
their
can
shots,
score. Yeah.
but that sails over the
So-
ball. Yes, let's hear you.
Hopefully they can get one transition chance and they can make the running. But that's one thing about Atletico Madrid. They are very, very good defensively, and they also want to block the high lines and everything. So yeah.
Amazing. So Esinam has channeled her inner Diego Simeone.
I think that was a decent opportunity for Atleti to have the opener, but Barrios took too many touches, and by the time he wanted to settle and have the right balance to score, the ball had already been, kicked away from him. Very unfortunate from him.
Yeah, I mean, these are you will not get a lot of these opportunities. So
Yeah.
I guess when the ball comes to you, you want to make the best of
Yeah.
it. And there's a stoppage in the game.
Yes.
I mean, Samuel Lino is on the turf. I don't know what the issue is. The ref is still trying to figure it out. I see Vasquez. I see Antoine Griezmann in there. Well,
so it looks more like a stamp from Aurelien Tchouameni on his foot. Well, I don't think a penalty will be given.
You don't think a penalty will be
The
given?
ball was just away from him. I don't think a penalty will be given for this.
Well, we have to see.
It's just all the drama and the fiascos you would want to see in this game. So it's just one of those things. But because he asked a very important question where he was speaking about what Danny Ceballos and his importance. If you look at Ceballos, it is quite difficult. Just like I said, he's the only player you can look up to in playing that role for you. Without him, there is no other player who can do this. They've tried Camavinga a couple of times, but I think he doesn't do the simple things. So in as much as Camavinga cannot give you the simple things, Ceballos gets more simpler. Just that the absence
So
of pace.
we do have a situation.
Well, I don't think there should be a penalty.
is going towards the video assistant
I
referee.
don't think there should be a penalty.
He wants to
Anything.
check whether there was an infringement.
Well, we
but
have to wait and see. But as we've seen in the last few years, when the referee goes to the monitor, 8 times out of 10, we know what he's going to do.
Yeah, but you see, in big games like these, giving a penalty for this will be a bit contentious. It was a coming together, but it looked more like the Atleti player ran
you
into
see,
the Real Madrid player.
My problem is there was no way, even if Tchouameni hadn't touched his foot, the ball had already run away from Lino. Look at where the ball is. So if you make a decision and you punish Tchouameni for this, but this is football, the referees have their way of determining these. But I don't think on any day the ball had already bounced off the floor, and there was no way Lino was going to get any touch to it. So I think the tackle is inconsequential, regardless. It's given it.
So the referee has given the penalty. It's drama at the Santiago Bernabeu. The referee has pointed to the spot.
You saw the Real Madrid fans. I cannot repeat some of the possible things they are saying in the stands, but they are very unhappy with that decision, and I find that decision a little strange because
I mean, you see, this is as contentious as it looks, right? Letter of the law. There was an outstretched foot.
Yeah, but the point is, think about it. If Lino let's say Lino got on the ball and it was an attempt to score, and you give that, no problem. The ball had already gone, right? And I mean, what was Tchouameni supposed to do in that instance?
All right, so an opportunity for Atleti to take the lead. Julian Alvarez against Thibaut Courtois. 35 minutes played, and Atleti could possibly get the opener. And Julian Alvarez, and it's a Panenka finish. Just right through the middle. Thibaut Courtois was already gone, and the ball went right down the middle. Clever from the Argentine. And Atleti take the lead at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. It's a Real Madrid 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Julian Alvarez on the 35th minute, courtesy a penalty.
Wow.
So the audacity of Julian Alvarez, the ice running through his veins, to attempt to dink that ball right through the middle in a Panenka style penalty. It's phenomenal. And you know the funny thing, it's not only the Atletico fans that are celebrating this goal, the Barcelona fans are as well.
Yeah, Barcelona fans are celebrating because it potentially puts Real Madrid in a very difficult place. Barcelona will be playing, I think, later this weekend. So should Real Madrid
I think
this game?
there is one thing that the referees always say, that if you make a tackle, if you make a challenge, it is your responsibility that the follow through does not endanger the opposing player. So it is likely that the referees have based on this, because you can clear the ball and still leave your foot hanging to injure a player. So it might be that, that letter of the law that they've used to punish Aurelien Tchouameni for this penalty. And I think, yes, you can give the referees a benefit of the doubt. If it is that rule, then it's clearly a penalty. But I think it was perfectly dispatched there by Julian Alvarez. I was suspecting Antoine Griezmann, but in the last couple of games, he's missed about 3. So, that confidence seems to be away from him.
Griezmann's recent penalty run has not been the best. So why not give the ball to Julian Alvarez? That was a good penalty. I think he played the numbers well. Most often goalkeepers are diving away from the middle of the goal. And he had to be careful, because if Thibaut Courtois had managed to time and leave a leg stretch, he was clearing that. But very, very good penalty there. It puts Atletico Madrid 1 up. Let's see how Real Madrid will respond.
For players like Julian Alvarez, they've been there, seen it, done that. So the stage is not as big. Sometimes you imagine what goes through a player's mind when he walks up to take a penalty like this. This is a high pressure penalty, but he completely diffused that pressure and put Atletico Madrid in the lead. So away, Atletico Madrid are leading this fixture by 1-0. The game is gradually inching towards halftime. Back to my resident Diego Simeone in Esinam. You are still Diego Simeone. Your team is up by 1-0. What are you telling them?
Keep the defensive line in check. Then make sure Real Madrid can also, they have their home advantage too. They can also equally get a penalty. So I think right now, the way the tackles are flying in, I foresee a red card. But just keep the defensive line in check. Then Griezmann is also very good with the free kicks, so he could also get one and parry it.
So if we have a resident Diego Simeone, it's just fair that we have a resident Carlo Ancelotti as well. So Mr. Kwao, aka Carlo Ancelotti. You are Carlo Ancelotti at this point. Real Madrid are down by a goal. Atleti are beginning to exert their physicality on this game. Your top players have not come to the party. What orders are you backing out?
Well, first of all, it's important that Real Madrid still keep calm. Calmness is key. You cannot lose your head very early in the game. You need to stay calm. They need to now up the tempo slightly. Now the decisions have got to be better. Even though they must stay calm, they must start to play with a bit more confidence, a bit more precision, no fear, no panic, but they must trust in the ability that they can come back. What Atletico Madrid will want is to rattle Real Madrid so they can make bad decisions. No, they have to keep their cool. And then try and keep, I'll talk about the defensive line, try and keep that line quite moderate, because
a very good spread of the ball there from Antoine Griezmann, but a clearance from Fran Garcia. So very, very intriguing play there from Atleti. And now that they've shot themselves into the lead, they are going to take their time with their build-up. They are going to make sure that they exploit all the loose ends in Real Madrid's team, and then make it more difficult for Madrid to, play this game.
That's why Real Madrid will still have to be patient no matter what. But Carlo Ancelotti will also have to try and respond to what Atletico Madrid are trying to do. I think the first thing, a bit more intensity. Play with a bit more intensity. Do not be afraid. Play with confidence. Trust your ability. And players will have to start making very, very, very good decisions. Again, an example of that. Players will have to start making better decisions to take out their frustration. I speak about the high line. Carlo will have to watch that high line and he has to ensure that.
And that's a
the
quick
defense
pass
is
there
not
from Julian
exposed.
Alvarez.
This
Great
is
opportunity
dangerous.
for him to find the second. He dazzles and dazzles, but clever from Aurelien Tchouameni this time around to make the block and the clearance for Real Madrid. Real Madrid living very dangerously at this moment.
It's a fine balance they won't have to draw all through the game. I know they may get desperate, assuming this is like 80 minutes and it's still 1-0. But somehow they have to stay in this game. They cannot afford to lose another big game this season. It's something they cannot afford, not at all. They can't. But they won't have to start being cool, being calm, taking the opportunities as and when they do get them. I think that if they can get back in this game very early, cancels things out, the momentum is now on their end, and they can push to try and see if they can do the comeback.
Well, I think Madrid can also do the, simple things and then get the results. The players are having so many touches. Remember, we spoke about that just before the game, and it's exactly what we are seeing. So they tend to make so many touches in the final end of the pitch, and it's actually not helping. Atleti with a clearance, but not too far. Fran Garcia picks it up, but very little space for him to take advantage of ball back in central midfield. A flick from Jude Bellingham, but Atleti will try to clear their lines. Ball still not perfectly cleared, and Real Madrid will try to find all the ways to get that ball back in the final third, but Atleti will do well to clear their lines not too far, and Vasquez picks it up. Good opportunity now for Jude Bellingham. Leads it down for Mbappe's press play down the right. The delivery inside the penalty area, but the clearance comes in from Atleti, and they can set themselves up on the break.
So the game is beginning to come alive.
A quick ball. Pass
Atletico on the
now
break.
to Griezmann. Feet. Lino inside the penalty area. Can he go and shoot himself? He does want to shoot, but deflects off. Aurelien Tchouameni once again, and Courtois picks it up like a training ground save.
No, it's end-to-end stuff as we
End-to-end
watch.
action is getting interesting. Quick pass trying to find Kylian Mbappe, but a quick slide and a clearance has been made. Great interception. You need defenders like these to come in between the lines to stop these players, and Atleti have had their men, with their A game on.
Now they are trying to take the speed out of the game. They are trying to slow it down, because a fast game would not, in any way possible, benefit Atletico Madrid. So they are trying to take the sting out of this game, slow things down, and hit Real Madrid on the counter attack. But as the game approaches halftime, Atletico seem to be in control tactically. I mean, Carlo Ancelotti has enough experience to go out there and change things. But the front men of Real Madrid have to come alive. And they do have to come alive very, very, very quickly.
They need to. It's a very critical part of Real Madrid's game this evening. Vini Jr., Rodrigo, and Kylian Mbappe. A lot of work. They won't have to put up a lot of work. A lot of compromises. Players need to be very disciplined. But they need to communicate better. Movements will have to be read better. Players need to find themselves in good positions. They do have the quality to put their chances away, but they will have to be in good goal-scoring positions to put those chances away. For example, some of these decisions.
Exactly, and look at the positioning of Kylian Mbappe. Should it be him drawing so deep for the ball?
Yeah.
So it leaves Clement Langlais and Jimenez extremely free.
Of course.
So every time you have central defenders,
Vini Jr.
very free, and we know these guys, very robust, very rigid, difficult to outwit them, especially when they are in that low block. Atleti with an opportunity, ball drop for Gala, but Esquela did not have enough precision and accuracy, and the left back was close to getting the second for Atleti.
Yeah, Atletico are sending very strong warnings to Real Madrid that the night is still very young.
Yeah.
They would want to add to the lead. They would want to cause more problems. So Real Madrid need to remember that there's still a goal to protect. They've conceded once, yes. They cannot afford to concede another one.
Not at all.
They cannot. They cannot. So it's that balance Carlo Ancelotti has to ensure that the team manages to have, even as the game wears on. But you are talking about the decisions, and the attack has to make better decisions.
Sure.
They need to make better decisions. Mbappe, why is he dropping that deep to get the ball? Why is he doing so? Because then he leaves Vini Jr. all alone in the middle. He's handling Langlais and the other defenders.
Yeah,
Jimenez. He cannot win that. 2-on-1 with his back 10 to go.
Not at all. Not at all. He's not going to win that, and I think that is what Madrid are puffing, looking for that, equalizer before the first half end. Just a minute waiting for additional time. Ball drops outside. Danny Ceballos with the delivery. Ball picked up by Vinicius trying to hit it. But an array of bodies from Atleti, and they blocked that. An opportunity for them to send themselves into the break. But Asensio, very much pacey, wins the battle.
That was sensational defending. I mean, he covered his places well.
Clever and
His place was on
intelligent
point.
defending. And I always say that if Carlo Ancelotti had trusted Asensio enough in the early stages of the season when he was battling with central defenders, he could have formed a perfect partnership with Rudiger instead of chopping and changing, using Aurelien Tchouameni in that, penalty, in the final end of the play. But was that close to a penalty? Was that close to a penalty?
I mean, it was. The hand was in a natural position, so you can argue. You can argue. The Real Madrid fans will not agree, but you can argue. Yes, Nam.
Yeah.
Back to you, my resident
Diego
Simeone. Now it's getting closer to halftime, and we can see how the game is going.
Yeah.
It is that ding-dong battle we expected. I mean, going into halftime, you have to give your Atleti lads a team talk. What are you telling them?
Same thing. Defensive compactness, and make sure that the transition, we make use of the transition, because Alvarez has squandered 2 chances, so I'm sure he has to bury one of them. Yeah. So basically, defensive compactness, low block throughout the remaining 4 minutes.
I can see the Real Madrid sympathizers. Some are clapping. Meanwhile, their teams are struggling to beat Newcastle United.
Real Madrid just needs to be patient. That's all.
On my
That's
extreme
something
left.
about the.
One is on my extreme left. Charlie, don't worry, At halftime, I'll show you that boy. At halftime, I'll show you that boy.
You just need to be patient, because the defensive mid block. Sometimes you just need one deflected shot. So yeah.
Well, the ball went directly into his abs. Yeah, so I'm not sure that was a penalty. It's getting more interesting that Real Madrid are spreading the play. They want to be expansive, but in being expansive, what Atleti would do is Lino. Atleti with an opportunity. Tchouameni, not a very good clearance, but he finds solace in Thibaut Courtois, who clears the lines heavily, looking for Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe, but they are too wide off, and Atleti win possession. Clever touch there from Jude Bellingham, and it wins the foul for Real Madrid. So, Madrid would want to be expansive, but when they are trying to be expansive, what Diego Simeone does is Samuel Lino joins Galan on the left-hand side, and then he has the other player on the right-hand side also join in to, keep that place in check. Let me see the player who is playing on. So Llorente and Simeone also get into that role, and then they have Rodrigo de Paul slotting just in front of the 2 men in that defense. So it's getting difficult for Madrid to break the lines. And just as we've seen, unless it takes a miracle, maybe the likes of Fede Valverde with their bullet of drives should start shooting from a distance. Other than that, I don't see how Madrid are going to get into this game. You send in deliveries like this, and which player do you expect to win the aerial duels? Clement Langley is too tall. Jimenez is powerful aerially. Mbappe won't jump for this ball. Vini won't jump for this ball. Maybe Rodrigo, but he's always away from those central positions to have, a knack at these deliveries. It's getting, difficult, but great opportunity for Madrid.
And what we were saying, Kylian Mbappe is dropping very deep. In watching the game, I can kind of understand there's no space up front, so he has to try and get the ball. But that means that when he turns, he has to try and face all those Atletico Madrid bodies, and he can't go through them. So it's a very complex situation for Real Madrid. What they can do, the passing has to be quicker. Players need to start to make more runs off the ball to open the defense, to find gaps through the middle, and then see if they can beat Jan Oblak. That's also another problem. Even if you get behind the Atletico backline, there's Jan Oblak to beat, right? So Real Madrid will have to start moving the ball better, crisper, and all of that.
Good position for Real Madrid with the final kick of the first half, the 4 additional minutes. Already exhausted, and I'm sure there's going to be the final kick. Fede Valverde has the power. He has great accuracy. and precision, and it looks like the ball is left for him. The drive goes directly into the body of players who are lined up for the wall, and the clearance has been made, and that will be the final whistle for the first 45 minutes of the Madrid derby, where Atletico Madrid run down the tunnel with a 1-0 lead, courtesy a 35th minute penalty perfectly dispatched by Julian Alvarez, the Argentine, with a panenka to separate the two sides at the end of the first 45 minutes. It's the mattress makers, those who are supposed to be the slaves. They are rather the kings in the first 45 minutes. Wow. You know, my Madrid fan, Charlie, he's struggling.
So we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM.
Yeah, all
Ghana's only.
Exactly.
24/7 sports radio station.
Yeah, 24
106.1.
Yeah.
We are live.
We are live.
So it's the revolt of the proletariat. If you study sociology, you understand it.
You need to be a part of
So it has been a very cagey first half at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. Going into the halftime break, Atletico Madrid have their noses in front from a very coolly taken penalty.
Sure.
Very, very cleverly executed by Julian Alvarez. I'm going to hand you over to the beautiful, flawless, sensational Alexis. Actually has a conversation with some of the fans live right here inside the Lennox Bar and Restaurant in the Atlantic Tower. Remember, we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM. We are live on Facebook. We are live on X. Join us with your messages.
All right, so it has been an exciting first half so far with Atletico Madrid getting that penalty goal for their side. But we are currently live right here inside the Lennox Bar, and we have some pretty interesting score predictions here from some people. So we'll be getting into that right about now. I'm gonna move over to some of the score predictions that were made earlier in the game. All right, so can I have, there's a Niyama over there. There's a Niyama over there. He is currently giving us the prediction up until halftime, the accurate prediction up until halftime, and that is 1-0 by Atletico Madrid. But once again, we do have some goodies that will be given away by La Liga and also Activa. We're live inside the Lennox Bar and Restaurant. It's now time for us to get into the halftime show, the halftime excitement, and we're gonna make good use of the 15 minutes that we have on our time. So I'm moving into where the heat is currently going on right here at the Lennox Bar Restaurant. The fans are super, super excited. So I'm gonna go over there. All right, so we are here right now. All right, guys. So we are currently live on Sporty FM 106.1 FM, and I see that the excitement is ongoing here. There's so much heat. So I'm going to pass the mic to you. You introduce yourself and you tell us your reaction from the first half. The way you are excited, I'm pushing the mic to you first off. So tell us your name and give us your thoughts on the first half.
Okay, I'm Richmond Ofusu.
Hi Richmond, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Oh, the first half, the game was very nice. I think maybe they will score Madrid 3-0.
Can you please speak louder for us?
I think that I said the first half was very nice. They will score Madrid 3-0.
Who scored Madrid 3-0? Atletico.
They will score Madrid 3-0.
So, first things first, who thought that penalty was unfair? Was it a fair penalty?
Yes, it was fair.
It was the Real Madrid fans. What are the Real Madrid fans here?
Madrid fans.
So the Hala Madrid fans here. All right, so I'm passing the mic to you. So we're currently live on air, and I see that you are a Madrid fan.
Yeah.
Tell us about that penalty. Was it fair or not?
It's not a penalty.
Can you please speak louder?
To my opinion, it's not a penalty.
It wasn't a penalty. Why?
Because Chouamani didn't step on his foot.
He didn't step on the foot,
No.
so it was not a penalty.
No, it's not
So
a
what are you expecting to see in the second half?
Second half, we will come back
We'll come back,
3-1.
3-1. All right. All right, so we're coming back into where we're moving away from the heat and we're coming right back here as well. I just want to remind you that once again, my name is Alexis Laura, and this is the Madrid Derby viewing party, and it has been exciting so far. So I'm moving the mic to you. Hi, can you give us your thoughts on the first half? Yeah, what are your thoughts on the first half?
At the first half, the game was easy, and I hope Madrid will win the second half too.
You hope Madrid will win,
Yeah.
Okay, so who do you think will be giving us the equalizing goal in the next half?
Rodrigo and Bellingham.
All right, sure. So I am going to get back into my space here, and I'm going to invite some people to join me right here on the set while we talk about the derby. So I'm coming over to Stan. Stan, can you join me right here on the set? And then we can talk about... So I'm moving right here onto the set, and I'm going to invite some people to join me so we talk about the first half of the game.
Okay. Who called my name?
I called your name, Stan. So can you... Stan, so can you give us your thoughts on the first half? What are your thoughts on the first half? The fans are waiting for you. We're actually live on radio. We're streaming.
Okay, yeah. So what's your question again?
What are your thoughts on the first half?
I don't know, to be honest. It was pretty dry, kind of dry.
Dry?
Yeah.
Even the penalty was dry?
You call it a penalty, right? But then I don't think, it was too soft, right? Really, it was too soft for me. From my perspective, it was too soft. But then I think like Real Madrid is finding it a bit difficult to catch the rhythm, because I think Atletico Madrid is really on their nerves. They're like all up in their face and kicking and sliding and pushing, and that's a typical Atletico Madrid, and that's how it will be for a while. I feel like for things to change for Madrid, they need to calm the ball down. Carlo Ancelotti needs to bring in maybe like a Modric or someone who will come in and calm the ball down, because right now, from Vini to Mbappe to Rodrigo to Bellingham, right now they are just being all over the place.
All over the place. I could basically see that they had no cohesion on their pitch. So looking at this first goal, putting Atletico Madrid in the lead, do you really think Real Madrid can come back from that?
Yeah, of course. Madrid have come back from worse.
Well, that's very true.
It's Madrid, and anything is possible when it's them. So, but the truth is, it is difficult to come back from a goal down when Atletico Madrid is ahead. It's hard. But then, like I said, it's Madrid, and it's a derby, and anything is possible.
That's true. Anything is definitely possible, and that is the power of our football. You are actually here, and we are still enjoying the Madrid derby viewing party. I'm here with Stan, and he's giving us some insights into the game as well. So I'll be looking at our score predictions.
Okay.
We only have one person who seems right at the moment at halftime.
Okay.
He only gave the win for Atletico Madrid and
0 for Madrid.
For Real Madrid. So the rest are giving Real Madrid the 3 and the 2s and whatnot. Do you think these are possible score lines?
Like I said before the game started, I foresee a less than 2 goals.
Yeah.
It could end up being 1-0 at the end of the day, because
it could,
because Atletico Madrid, they can be that shrewd. They can be really defensive when it comes to stuff like this. But knowing fully well that they are either, they are both sitting first and second simultaneously, Atletico Madrid would not bother about the goals. They'll focus on the 3 points.
Yes, that's very important.
So,
the 3 points are what we need, actually.
And they don't care, and they will play dirty. Yeah. And I am certain that they will play as dirty as they can play. Rodrigo de Paul will not care if he goes home looking like a dustbin, like a waste bin. I'm serious. He will not care. They will play like their life depends on it, because that's how Simeone trains them to play. But like I said, it's an open game,
Yes, it is.
and they're in Madrid,
Yes, they are.
and
Anything can happen.
anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen. So yeah, let's see what happens, and hopefully Madrid can come out from this shock. But then beware of Atletico Madrid.
Madrid. So definitely beware of Atletico Madrid. We'll be keeping an eye on them in the second half, definitely, and this should be a wake-up call for Real Madrid. I'll be moving around to see to get some more fan reactions.
Yeah, I'd like to know something.
Yes.
Now, for the goal Atletico Madrid scored,
Yeah.
do you know the person that was fouled?
Do I know the person that was fouled in this game? Why do you want to ask that question, Stan?
I think it is
We are live on radio. We are live on Sporty FM 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. So we are taking over the crew with Nathan, Kosi, and the rest. And my name is Alexis. I'm joined here with Stan representing La Liga. Would you like to give a big thank you to our partners here today, Activa, as well as
Sporty TV, that's Sporty Bet, as a matter of fact.
Of course.
Then Activa Insurance, and then Super Sports, they're here.
Definitely, they're here. And they'll be giving away 5 family subscriptions. Free 5 family subscriptions. And that doesn't come just for free. That means you have to answer some questions. I do have some difficult questions I've lined up because family subscriptions is not easy to get.
You can say that.
Yes, it's not easy to get. So I have some questions that I lined up. I'm going to ask some people to get into that. So I'll call some people to join me on the set while we have those
that discussion,
that
right?
discussion, yes.
Then let's do it.
Let's do it then. So who will be our first guest right here on the set? Who wants to win that? Who wants to win that free family subscription? I'm going to move over. I'm going to get somebody. All right. Hi. It looks like you have a lot to say. Yeah, it does. What's your name?
Daniel.
All right. So, do you really know a lot about the Madrid derby?
Oh yeah, I know a lot. I know Atleti always get beat, but yeah.
Really?
It is what it is.
So, I want you to join me on set here. Okay, I want you to join me on set here. You listen. You could get the chance of winning a family subscription from Super Sports for free. All right, so when you join me on the set, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and then if you win, you can get that. So join me. Let's go. You don't. Oh no, you don't know. All right, so I'm just going to ask you. I'm going to ask you some questions here. So let me get into my set again. But please tell me your thoughts on the first half. What do you think about the first half?
I honestly think Madrid had been a bit passive. And I believe Mbappe has been dropping way too deep, which is not helping the attack.
Yeah.
I believe it's because of the way Atleti has set up their defense. So probably Mbappe should move into the center forward role, create more spaces, so that Vinicius can also be effective on the wing. Because he and Vinicius haven't been in the game in the first half. So they should do better in the second half, and then probably they might get a goal.
Awesome. So I'm going to ask you to name 3 legendary players that have both played for Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Yes, legendary players.
Okay, I know Morata.
Okay.
I know they are right back. They are makeshift right back currently. They are Atleti makeshift right back. He's from Madrid as well.
The name?
Llorente.
All right, so
Llorente played for Madrid and he's playing for Atleti now. These are the only two
you know. Well, you couldn't get the 3, but we're going to get back into the game again. So it's been an exciting first half. Thank you so much. We'll be getting back to you again. I'll be handing over the reins to some of our colleagues right here at Sporty. So it has been the first half. We're getting into the second half of the game. We are live right here at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant inside the Atlantic Towers. My name is Alexis Laura. I have been holding you guys down during the halftime, asking all these interesting questions, and hopefully, maybe not, Real Madrid can come out of their situation. Maybe they can get their cohesion together on the pitch. So I'll be joined by Nathan Kosi and the rest of the gang as well as we get into the second half of this exciting game.
Thank you very much, the effervescent, beautiful Alexis. Amazing. So she has held us down throughout the halftime. Some amazing conversations, some enthralling analysis, and we are almost back. It is half time. The second half is just about to kick off at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu, where Real Madrid are trailing by a long goal to Atletico Madrid. The second half has just kicked off. Real Madrid will look to start on the front foot. Atletico will defend for their lives, Nathan.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will defend. It's very crucial 45 minutes. I think that it's important for us to state the context of this game. I think it's a very, very important thing to do, to state the context of this game. Now, should this game end like this, Atletico Madrid go on top of the table on 51 points. Real will be second on 49. Barcelona will be third on 45. So assuming Barcelona wins this weekend and this game ends like this, Barca go up to 48. You understand? So that is the context of this game. That's why Real Madrid will have to start viewing this game very, very seriously. They won't have to get back into this game. There's top spot for grabs, and all of that. Plus, Barcelona are still breathing down their necks. So it's a very, very important half for Real Madrid. Let's see what they can do. But let's see how Atletico Madrid will also handle the intensity that Real Madrid are likely to bring. They are up by a goal. We know what Diego Simeone is all about. But can they endure? Can they hold on? Can they keep Real Madrid quiet for the next 45 minutes? We will find out.
So, Kevin, talking about enduring and keeping quiet, Real Madrid's talisman in Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham, and Kylian Mbappe have been anonymous in the first 45 minutes. Just how much of a job will Atletico have to do to ensure that the status quo remains?
Well, I think that they've been just so much fixated on impressing, and I think they do it a little too many at times. And if you look at the number of opportunities Mbappe had gotten himself into the final third, just release the ball, get into a good space. But he would always want to think his pace and his skill would do too much for him. So they seem to be majoring on, the minors, some of the non-essentials. And in modern football, the little time, the little space you ignore, your opponent fills it up, and it becomes difficult for you to take advantage of that loose end. It's all about time, it's all about space, it's all about movement. Once you ignore that, it becomes difficult, and especially when you play against a very pragmatic manager like Simeone. He won't let any of his loose ends be so widened, and that's the problem Real Madrid are having. If Mbappe and Vinicius are going to do the simple things, it's going to benefit Madrid in coming better in this game as early as they can together, equalize and possibly the match winner.
Remember, we are live on Sporty 106.1 FM, 102.5 in Kumasi, Takrady, and 90.
And then 91.3 FM in Kumasi. We are also live on Facebook, Sporty FM, and also on X at Sporty FM _ and YouTube as well. Just know we have the greatest content for you, and we are live there. It's a fully packed weekend, but we are starting with the Madrid derby, with Atletico leads Real Madrid 1-0 after 48 minutes.
Somebody go tell you, say make them not tell you. Charlie, we did from rough. So we are giving you all the action. Real Madrid are on the break. Esinam, my resident Diego Simeone. As it stands, the wind is in the sails of Atletico Madrid. You are Diego Simeone. Second half has started. Real Madrid want to use the outlets of Rodrigo and Vinicius. What are you telling your team?
My fullbacks should be should be up and doing, because you could see that Rodrigo is in for the kill. He's using his pace to outwit the fullbacks. So you know he's going to add up with the trickery and everything. So I think that's the most important thing for the fullbacks to look sharp. Almost a goal.
So Real Madrid have found the equalizer.
Exactly.
Real Madrid have found the equalizer. Kylian Mbappe woke up from his slumber to find that all-important equalizer for Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe.
Yep.
We were just speaking about the fact that he had been asleep, but he woke up and he reminded us of why he is the player of the month, Nathan.
Well, that's why you bring such quality in for these crucial moments, for times like this. Brilliant start for Real Madrid in this second half, because what it does, it cancels out everything and everybody starts from zero. Real have the momentum now. Great reaction from Kylian Mbappe, because Bellingham's attempt was blocked. He was alive to see it, and then he managed to plant the ball into the net. Wonderful goal. It brings Real Madrid into the game. Now the momentum is on their side. Let's see how Atleti will respond. They'll tell you that the first 5 minutes after you concede are very important, because you can either, if you don't steady the ship and you concede another goal, that's it. It's almost gone. So they won't have to try and steady the ship. But let's see how Real Madrid can ride on this goal to see where they go in the next 5 minutes.
So the game is peg level. Real Madrid have found that all-important equalizer. Kevin, did you see it coming?
Well, I didn't see it coming, but just like I said, when you do the simple things like Rodrigo decided to do and send the ball into the penalty area, it did Real Madrid a lot of good. And these are the positions you would want to see your forward men. It wasn't the greatest of touches. It wasn't the greatest ball with enough power. But once he was in the penalty area, just at the edge of the goalkeeper's area, you have that opportunity to pull a save or to pull a block. Unfortunately, the block fell to Mbappe, and that couldn't possibly be a great
Real Madrid
opportunity.
come close again, and they hit the frame of the post. Real Madrid have come alive. Carlo Ancelotti must have given them some hairdryer treatment in the dressing room, but suddenly Los Blancos have come alive.
Well, this is what they normally do, and the spirit of Madrid always comes to the party when you need them. Just like, Nathan was saying, when you play football, the first 5 minutes in the opening half, the final 5 minutes, the opening 5 minutes of the second half, 5 minutes after conceding, these are very crucial moments, and 5 minutes before the end of the game, these are crucial moments you don't want to concede. And if this ball had entered the net, it would have been the end of Atleti for me in this. So, it's great from Real Madrid looking at what they are doing, and I just, hope they can just ride on this. But it's getting difficult. Atleti seems to be in jitters now, and you ask yourself, where was that solidity that we saw in the first half? It's all because Madrid are doing the simple things. Quick passing, let the ball flow, fluid as they are, and they are creating lots of loose ends in, Atleti's defense.
In football, they will tell you that the ball travels faster than the human. So if you let the ball move around quicker, you are in a far better position. And if you are adding the run, so players should be running off the ball. I give you the ball, I don't stand still. I give you and go. Give and go. Atletico's defense is static. What will prize them open is quick passing, quick movement, third man runs to open the space. And that's what Real Madrid are doing. They are intensifying the tempo. They've lifted up their game. They are moving the ball quicker. It has to continue. If they find a second goal, now it forces Atletico to come out. And that's a very dangerous thing, because once Atletico get desperate, the spaces are there for Real Madrid to exploit. But Real Madrid also will have to try and match the intensity, not overreach, because it's 1-1, still be very balanced, but they do have the momentum now. And I think Atletico are they've realized that Real Madrid want a game. They will have to be ready to give them one. I see players moving about. Bellingham, the intensity is now there. I see Ceballos moving about. Valverde's moving about. That's good. They will have to keep it going. Atleti now will have to respond to the goal, and let's see what they can bring.
Atleti have to respond to the goal. and they are pushing to do so. So shout outs to all the people out here inside the Lennox Bar and Restaurant in Airport. We are live on Sporty 106.1 FM. Shout outs to Fly Nima Boy as well on social media. Abeku Sankofi, Abigail Senasusu, Barak, the entire team. Somebody is giving me ice. I won't give her a shout out. I will later. I'm fine.
Yeah, Brighton is leading Chelsea 2-1, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
We are doing La Liga. So please
No. We are only updating.
Our listeners.
We need to update the
So as well, I can see you. I know you can see me. I can see you as well. She's run away just when I decided to shout her out. Shout out to Gary Al Smith and the team as well. We are here at the Lennox.
How's AJ?
AJ, I don't know where AJ is, but we will find her. We'll find her. Wherever she hides, we will find her.
Well, let's see what happens now. 55 minutes played, 1-1 between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. As I said, what Real wants is to stay on top of the La Liga table and put more pressure on Barcelona, who will play later this weekend. So as things stand, it's as you were before the game started, but let's see what happens next. Clumsy touch by Rodrigo, but he gets himself a free kick, which is good.
So Kevin Gallan is leaving a very thin line.
He's on
already
a
on
yellow
a
card.
yellow. Yeah,
he has to be very, very careful. But Kelvin spoke about this. Real Madrid's lack of a physical presence, especially in the set piece.
Exactly.
And they will look at this game and rue the absence of Antonio Rudiger.
Yeah.
Somebody who can get into the box and be a problem. I don't know how long he's out for, but Real Madrid's season will hang a lot on, of course, the players they have today, but players like Rudiger, those extra threats who can come in and turn a 2-2 into a 3-2, a 1-1 to a 2-1. And they will have to try and see what they can do about that.
Well, that wasn't the best of touches, and Atleti can break into a counter. But that was a very poor challenge, but referee allows play to continue. It's quite surprising. That was a malicious challenge, but he allows it to go. Vinicius runs inside the penalty area. Can he deliver a cross? But excellent clearance there. And he can rally the Phantom. Vinicius Jr. And you see, now that they are doing the simple things, it seems to be putting Real Madrid in a very good state. Can he make the delivery inside the penalty area? Leaves it for Rodrigo. Cuts it back onto his right. Leaves it down the left side. Danny Ceballos. Zano Black with a save. And he's furious at his players. Jude Bellingham. It wasn't
but
the best
Kelvin,
directions.
You are right. The simple things. They are doing the simple things. And that is the simple things are the things that are giving them these opportunities. Look at that. Jude Bellingham in the middle of the box, heading it in. Let's not forget, they had to almost manufacture that play down the left. Vinny on the ball to Rodrigo. Rodrigo found somebody. The cross went in. The simple things are the things that will get Real Madrid to cross the line and possibly get all 3 points.
So Real Madrid on the attack once
trying
again.
to outwear this match. He had 3 men to beat. But unfortunately, he lost the ball. And Madrid are pouncing on Atleti, trying to win every ball. And it's going to be a free kick against Real Madrid.
The complexion of the game has completely changed. I can see the Real Madrid fans in the building, and they are looking more optimistic than they were in the first half. Because Real Madrid have turned on the afterburners. What they are doing is they are pinning Atletico to their very own box. And this is the kind of game that Carlo Ancelotti would have expected his charges to play from the first half. The bourgeoisie are on top of the proletariat as it goes along. But for how long will that remain, Nathan?
Real Madrid will have to sustain these attacks, but they will have to be very sensible even as they do so, because Atletico Madrid still have the threat. They can still cause a problem or two. But now I see that gaps are beginning to emerge. Kylian Mbappe is beginning to give problems to this Atletico Madrid defense. Tries to beat his man. He does beat his man. Who will he find? The cross is weak. It doesn't get in there. And Atletico Madrid will clear their lines. I've been digging into the archives and the history surrounding this game, and I'll share an interesting anecdote with you. Now, Atletico Madrid and their very interesting nickname, the mattress makers. Some call them the mattresses. Why? Because back in the day, many years ago in Spain, the mattress covers were in 3 colors: red, white, and blue. And so when Atletico Madrid formed their team and they decided to wear those colors, people associated their jersey with the mattress covers, and so that's how come they got them. That was dangerous. That is the danger I'm talking about. Atletico Madrid still have the quality to cause problems.
Great piece of play. That was a swift move between Antoine Griezmann, Rodrigo de Paul, and Julian Alvarez. Clever touch there from Giovanni Simeone. But it wasn't, it wasn't too...
That is little boy.
Yeah, that is little boy. But, it couldn't be perfectly finished off there by Julian Alvarez. And I think Atleti still have that quality.
There's
that
quality.
brilliance,
They have quality.
Up front, they can hit any team with Vinicius Jr. down the left-hand side, trying to outwit Marcos Llorente. But enough strength, and he wins the ball.
They have the quality. Real Madrid will still have to be very careful. They will have to be very, very, very careful. This is a chance.
But that ball went just too far away. And Asensio wins possession.
Calvin, Asensio is a player you had been clamoring for. You keep saying that Carlo Ancelotti should have given him minutes ages ago.
I love him. I like his energy. And every time you see any Real Madrid defender, you can talk about Helguera, ragged. You can talk about Carvalho, ragged. Pepe, ragged. Sergio Ramos, ragged. He has those, elements you'd want to see in a Real Madrid defender. Maybe you can get calm heads. But I think at this stage when Madrid have too many calm players in, that midfield who don't make so many tackles, you need someone as robust as him to cause that fear factor in strikers and then keep them at bay for most parts of the game. A good delivery inside the penalty area. But Kylian Mbappe is not your man to latch onto that.
Do you think that he should start being a regular in this Real Madrid backline?
I think so. He should start being a regular. It got to a point, people were asking, why is Nacho playing? But when he got into the Madrid team, you just realize, yes, he's not your ideal centre-back, but he offers you a lot. And I think that is what Asensio can do. Instead of, the Aurelien Tchouameni, forceful play in central defense, it's not helping him. And clearly, he commits several errors. And we've seen the errors he's committed this season. Even this evening, what he's done with that penalty, it was reckless. And you don't have centre-backs, proper centre-backs or centre-halves committing themselves in those, dangerous tackles. And I think maybe Carlo will be looking forward to, adapting to that in the end, the final, games of the season.
So back to my resident Diego Simeone. Here you go, Esinam. So, it's currently 1-1. Game is pegged. Real Madrid seems to be on the ascendancy. Atletico Madrid have 2 options. Go for the jugular or keep it as it is. You are Diego Simeone. What are you telling your charges?
I think currently they are seated second on the table. So 49-48 is not a bad deal. But I think they are not doing so well with the transition. When Alvarez gets the ball with Griezmann and the likes, they are not really head on towards the goalpost. So I think that's something they have to work on. Then I think defensively, Rodrigo and the lateral lines, Rodrigo is using his pace to outwit the fullback. The same applies to Vinicius. So Vinicius did the same thing with a trick, but he got tackled. So I think going forward, that's something they have to look at.
So substitutions in there. Lino goes off and Koke Resurrection comes in. Nathan will be telling us the reason for these substitutions. Molina comes on to replace Giovanni Simeone. And then there's that last substitution where Reinildo also makes that entry to replace Javi Galan, who is already on a yellow card. What does these substitutions make for Diego Simeone's men, Nathan?
He's just trying to get the game back. It's becoming too stretched. There are too many spaces appearing for Real Madrid. Diego Simeone just wants to clamp things. He wants to ensure that Real Madrid will have to work for anything more they get between now and the end of the game. If you are bringing on Koke, that's an extra midfielder in there, somebody to try and shore things up. You are bringing on Reinildo, that's a very defensive-minded player. So the changes are to ensure that Atletico Madrid have a bit more to fall back on in terms of defense. They want to keep the shape. They want to take the game back to the state it was in the first half, where Real had nothing to latch on to, because now Real Madrid are starting to ask questions, and Atletico Madrid are realizing that this might be a very tough second half if they don't shore up the numbers and go back to the state of being solid and compact.
Well, and these players are workaholics. They run up and down the field. So you need such players in the final, 25 minutes of the game to make sure that Real Madrid, doesn't get the opportunity to run through the lines like that. But let's see how things will progress. Jude Bellingham with a clever touch, a dink of a pass. Kylian Mbappe, ball drops for him, but ball comes out, a drive inside, and it went just too low and too feeble for Jan Oblak. Danny Ceballos with a shot on target, but it wasn't too strong enough to beat Oblak. Very quick pass there. Out with Frank Garcia looking for that cutback. Great opportunity for Atleti, but good defensive work once again from Garcia. And I think credit should go to the left back. Garcia put himself well to prevent Marcos Llorente from having a snipper at goal.
Again, a reminder that Atletico are not dead in this game.
Yeah.
They still have quality to attack. Real Madrid will have to be very careful. They won't have to be very careful. Even though they have the advantage now, they are on the up. They need to be very careful. Brilliant pass. Who can get onto the end of it? Vinny Jr. gets there. Cross comes in. Poor shot. Dani Ceballos hoping to create something there. Sends the ball to Rodrigo. Rodrigo goes wide. Cross comes in. But the play is not dead.
Well, an offside. So
whistles.
That delayed pass from Rodrigo, and it looked like, Vasquez had already taken the lead, and he was flagged offside there. No, it wasn't him. It was Vinicius, rather. He found himself in an offside position.
Now, Kevin, the game has come alive. A completely different shade from what we saw in the first half. Now, with the kind of changes that Atletico has made, Diego Simeone has made, is this shutting shop for him? Is he content with a draw? Or he still believes that his squad can go out there and steal a win?
Simeone will never be content with a draw, but if the game ends in a draw, he's going to be happy. All he's trying to do is to shut the shops. He's playing away. He knows Real Madrid may probably drop points in some games. If he draws this game, the point gap still remains 1. We are still in check. Maybe Barcelona will close in, but we are still, in the lead and in the running. We play against Barcelona. We scored them. Great opportunity for Real Madrid. And it's going to be a corner kick. Hey, Kwasi Fiaka in your Chelsea. 3-1. Hey. Fiaka. Well, don't worry. 67 minutes played. Still live on Spotty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 FM in Takrady, and 91.3 FM in Kumasi. As the Madrid derby, Aurelien Tchouameni rose higher, but once again, too feeble to worry Jan Oblak.
Kelvin, and maybe our resident Diego Simeone can also tell us what. Look, I don't know what you make of Aurelien Tchouameni's time as a Real Madrid player. Personally, I think there's a certain level he can potentially get to, but somehow that level hasn't been unlocked. I don't know. When I watch him, I can sense there is something to this guy. There are dimensions he can get to, but he's not getting there. I don't know, Kelvin. I don't know. Maybe you.
I think it's a kind of profile of player he is, right? He's your typical central defensive midfielder who can play as a 6, can play as an 8. So he doesn't have extraordinary qualities. He's just a very proficient player. Now, for players like that, they need to pick and choose what they want to be known for. Do you want to be known for your box-to-box runs? Do you want to be known for your tackling? Do you want to be known for your composure on the ball? He needs to find that identity. Until he does, he's going to be that player that would deputize for everybody. So if you realize, that's how he's been used. As a player that deputizes. So he needs to understand that, listen, what do I stand out at? And as a player who is still blossoming, what am I good at?
Well, that is what you need. But I think at this moment, what Real Madrid need to do in this game is to bring on Luka Modric. They need
You'd
some
have Modric on.
Modric on
In place of.
Ceballos
Okay.
to create a lot more.
Whoa.
Kylian Mbappe with a great opportunity. No support. He goes alone. But that was always going to be a feeble drive. But there were no options available for him.
I agree with what Kelvin is saying because today when I was watching the Lyon and Chelsea City match, the same thing Pep did to open the defense. He brought in Kevin De Bruyne and Foden, and you could see when Grealish made that diagonal pass, the person who made that space was.
So Atletico Madrid down the attack.
So
Can they find a second goal? Ball into the box. And Aurelian Chouameni
So the same
is
thing
there.
will happen, you see. So I think that's a good point. Bringing Modric will open the defense a little bit because right now they are defending in fives. They are packing the bus more than Jose Mourinho. So I think that's a good one. Modric will open up the defense.
So you believe Modric will be that man that will pick that pass?
Well, look, that can work. But if Real Madrid get turned over, does he have the legs to run back and defend? Because in bringing him in, you sacrifice. Oh, look, Sebastian on a yellow card. He's a good shout for getting hooked. Then it means that Fede Valverde will have to be on the alert to be ready for the turnover when it happens. Bust the gut and then retreat and see. But a few minutes ago, my favorite Real Madrid player was doing his magic, Jude Bellingham. I just love watching Jude Bellingham. I think he's an elegant player to watch. He's a wonderful player to watch. And his physicality is absolutely amazing. And I think going to Real Madrid somehow has unlocked a different side to his game. The ability now to take responsibility, get on the ball, and drive that team forward so things can happen for Real Madrid. But let's see, there's still time. 20 minutes is a long time in football for something dramatic to happen.
So Real Madrid are probing. They almost got one there, but the Atletico goalkeeper was amazing. Atletico Madrid will look to hit them on the counter, but no, that is too much to chew. So we saw that shot coming from Rodrigo and an absolutely phenomenal save.
Yeah, you just need to catch Oblak, on a surprise, and you can have great opportunity. Vinicius Junior runs into the penalty area. Great opportunity. He shoots. But was it Jean Oblak? And it's going to be a corner kick. Jean Oblak made that save. Vinicius Junior, he went just through the middle of two players. He had his effort just going off the stretched hand of Oblak, and he nearly got the second corner kick. 72 minutes played. Some shoving inside the penalty area is going to be a referee attending, and you can see Asensio. This player is trouble. It looks like Sergio Ramos reincarnated.
Yeah, look, I love his aggression, and you are right about that point. Real Madrid always need to have somebody like that, especially looking at the profile of the back line. A lot of the players want to get on the ball and play and do the elegant things. You need somebody like this to ruffle teams up, to ruffle players, and to cause all kinds of headaches. And I think Real Madrid also need to start planning for the future. A future without Antonio Rudiger. Because, of course, he's getting on in age and all of that. So I think Asensio, I'm happy he's getting his opportunities. He has to get a lot more. Real Madrid needs to start thinking about the next chapter of their team. What will this team look like in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years? The likes of Asensio in that back line, they will be the mainstay of Real Madrid.
Amazing. So Real Madrid are looking to shape up that squad. Succession planning. You look at the profile of players in there, and you do realize that it's essential that they do so. But is this game crying for that creative spark? It's currently an infringement to Real Madrid. Ball floated in the box, straight into the arms of Oblak, and nobody can follow up. But Atletico Madrid are currently living a charmed life in front of goal, Kevin.
Well, I think they are having lots of opportunities, and these are the times, just like Nathan was asking questions, lots of set pieces for Real Madrid, but who are the players to get into that penalty area and get ahead, to them? Which players are going to be in that area to work their neck muscles and rise higher and connect the ball into the net? You can't have someone like Vinicius, you can't have someone like Kylian Mbappe, Vasquez inside the penalty area to get you know, goals from these set pieces. And that has been, I think, the bane of Real Madrid. And Atleti would only thank their stars. But they are living dangerously. They need to be careful. Great opportunity for Molina. Sets one in. And it was Antoine Griezmann licking at near post, trying to pounce on that delivery from Julian Alvarez. And Atleti still have, you know, do I say the bees who can just think on a surprise. Real Madrid with a quick ball inside, but the clearance comes in. And Atleti still holding on to that draw at the moment. Kylian Mbappe goes through down the middle to Jude Bellingham, who overly stretches play to the right-hand side to find his captain Vasquez. Vasquez makes in a ding that dazzle, sends in a delivery. But Jude Bellingham wins possession for Real Madrid once again. Vinicius leaves the ball down for Denis Ceballos. Nobody is shooting for Real Madrid. Nobody, absolutely nobody.
I guess maybe the belief is that why take a shot when there are so many bodies there? Maybe that's why they are not risking anything. That's why they are not taking any shots. That's why they are not attempting from distance. Because they don't have players who can do so. Valverde is there. Jude Bellingham has scored a few belters here and there. Kylian Mbappe can do so. But let's see what happens. Cross is headed out. And Vinny will take on his man. What can he do? A brilliant work there by Vinicius. Leaves his man on the deck, but the ball goes out.
You see, these are the simple things I've been talking about. Yes, he managed to outwit one, but there was an opportunity for him to lay the pass, move into a very good position, and pick up the return. It's getting dangerous, and I don't know whether Esenam finds himself in Diego Simeone's shoes now. What do you think he needs to do to stop these Real Madrid attacks?
The midfield. He's lost the midfield battle. Because clearly you can see that Bellingham is taking charge now. So I think the likes of Koke should be very steadfast. Because right now, and DePaul is also leaving. So I think very soon the counter attacks has to flow. But right now, Atletico Madrid has a problem. What's his name? Antoine Griezmann is not making use of their chances. And anytime Alvarez gets the shots, when he squares it to Griezmann, he doesn't really take advantage. So I think going forward, Alvarez has to take the shots. Yeah.
Also, there's a quick update on a substitution. Yes, Rodrigo de Paul is off, and then Angel Correa has come on.
But that's an interesting change.
Very interesting change.
I think what Simone has looked to do is he has looked to settle the game and find an outlet. And Angel Correa is an outlet for him.
Yeah, he's taking the steal away from the team, and it's quite surprising, you know. The steal is being taken away. But what this offers them is more, you know, pace in attack. Because I think he's realized Real Madrid are looking for the match winner. So they are very much exposed at the rear. So all I need to do is to have pacey attackers. And that is just one quick pass, and they're looking for that opportunity and opening. But Madrid are back in their numbers. And Atleti will need to reconstruct and build the attack from the left-hand side of the attack. That is what he is looking forward to. Madrid will try to pounce on them. Once he has the ball, 1, 2, 3 touches, he has a great opportunity to send the ball upfield, and that is what he's looking for. But Real Madrid are also very much aware, and it's not going to be easy. But, you know, in the final 12 minutes of the game, you know, anything possible could happen. And I think when you have this opening, if there is no Rodrigo de Paul to keep chasing your most creative player, what do? Bring on Luka Modric. Bring on Modric. Let him come and create those openings. You know, a twist and a turn, and then he gives you that, you know, the defense breaking pass, and then you have Mbappe and Vini latching onto it to probably give you the match winner. I seriously think in the final 11 minutes, Carlo Ancelotti should just do that.
The final 11 minutes will be crucial. Earlier on today in the La Liga, Celta Vigo, they beat Real Betis 3-2. They came from 2 goals down to achieve that. Athletic de Bilbao, they beat Girona by 3-0. Las Palmas, they lost to Villarreal. That one ended 2-1. And Real Madrid and Atletico currently stands at 1-1. And will anything change? And now let's look at the potential game changers for Real Madrid. Now on the Real Madrid bench, So very quickly on the Real Madrid bench, they do have Sergio Mestre, Jesus Vallejo, Ferland Mendy, Jacobo Simon, Lorenzo Aguado, Camavinga, Luka Modric, Arda Güler, Brahim Diaz, Endrick, and Gonzalo Garcia. A lot of youngsters in there. But do you see any potential game changers that can come on in the next 10 minutes and save this game for Real Madrid?
Lots of game changers on the bench. There is Brahim Diaz, there is Arda Güler, there is Luka Modric, there is Eduardo Camavinga, and even for that youngster, I'm not even talking about Endrick. That guy wastes too many chances. He wastes too many chances. He's not my ideal player for Real Madrid. The Gonzalo guy, midweek, he scored about 19 goals for the Castilla. He just got into the team and he managed to back in that match winner. So that is the change I've been clamoring for. That is the change I've been clamoring for. So Ceballos goes off and then his industry will be taken over by Eduardo Camavinga. And Lucas Vazquez comes on. It means that Fede Valverde drops to the right-hand side of defense, and then Madrid can have that midfield spread across. So I think it's a good substitution, and now Madrid can have more creators, and you can just tell Valverde, don't move upfield. We are good enough.
Another substitution for Atletico.
Atleti with a response, they've thrown on Alexander Solos. So they are still keeping the goal threat alive, hoping that they will get an opportunity. Solos, great physical specimen, can hold up the ball, can bring the others in play. They still have Antoine Griezmann on the pitch, so they have different weapons to fight Real Madrid with. Real Madrid now want to up it by a few levels. Let's see how they can try and see if they can clinch this game. Let's see what Atletico Madrid will do now. Now that they've also effected their own changes, they've refreshed their attack. There's still Griezmann. Solot is on. Angel Correa is on. This game is not. Let's expect another 10 to 12 minutes of some good football.
I mean, Prophet Nathan, you said when I call you prophet for a reason, I'll tell you. You should open a church, you would attend. So you said when Modric comes on, they'll need that midfielder to protect him. Exactly what Ancelotti has done. He listened to you. He brought on Modric and he brought on Camavinga. So Camavinga will be the destroyer.
That is Vinicius Junior, steals the ball away, gets into the byline, trying to outwit his marker. He does well at delivery inside, outside the penalty area. Border for Rodrigo. Rodrigo shoots and he misses wide. The shot goes way off target. That was a brilliant piece of play there by Vinicius Junior. These are the elements you want to see in the game. Quick pass, and it's an Real Madrid getting closer.
We are on the fringe here because you can see that Madrid wants to win the game. That's all it is. And they are going out all out. And I think one thing is Rodrigo mean the ball too much. If I relax. Yeah.
If I relax,
Yeah, if I relax.
Yeah, if I relax. It was just off target. Madrid win possession again. Eduardo Camavinga lays it down the right-hand side for Fede Valverde. No options for him. Camavinga calling for the ball. Fede Valverde. But still difficult. Luka Modric will now decide to dictate the pace, and he's worried his players are not getting into good positions. A delivery inside the penalty area, and the clearance once again comes in for Atleti, and Reinildo will send the ball. It was rather Samuelino. The clearance wasn't too far, and Asensio will be casting his stars. Diego Simeone, Carlo Ancelotti still trying to tell his men, we still have more time. Keep your cool. 7 more minutes. This is Real Madrid we are talking about.
Oh yeah, we've seen them do all kinds of amazing things in the last few years. There's still a lot of football left. We saw the brilliant piece of play from Vinny Jr. He is an absolutely dangerous player. And if he gets any of those cutbacks correct, let's see. Whoa! Again, Atletico Madrid reminding Real Madrid that there is still a threat in their team. They can't cause a problem.
One good thing about Diego Simeone is always using the target man, like to make progress. So he's always going to leave that 11th man there. So I think it was a good substitution, because I thought he would just leave Alvarez, then it would just be straight for midfield. But he's left his target man still open. So one thing, Atletico still has a chance. They have a chance.
No, it's not. The game is not done. It's a very open game. There's
have
a
a
lot
chance.
on the table. There's a lot up for grabs. So that's that. Look, if you are listening to us on Sporty 106.1 FM, that's great. You can send us a message. Would love to hear from you. We are in Takrady 102.5. We are in Kumasi 91.3 FM. We are also live on social at Sporty FM on Facebook, Sporty FM _ on X, formerly known as Twitter. The game is not dead yet. 1-1 at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid 1, Atletico Madrid 1. The derby madrileño, that's what they call it in Spain, the derby madrileño. The Madrid derby between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Atletico took the lead through a Julian Alvarez penalty, but Kylian Mbappe responded very early in that second half, and it set us up for a possible grandstand finish.
A possible grandstand finish still. Real Madrid and Atleti in the Madrid derby. 5 more minutes to be played, plus additional minutes from the officials. And it's still 1-0. Luka Modric weighs his options but decides to go to his right. Aurelien Tchouameni down to Luka Modric. Modric still trying to dictate the pace of the game. A quick ball inside, looking for that run. And Frank Garcia commits a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for Atleti against Real Madrid.
So the game is petering to an end. We expect the fireworks because this is a game that both teams seem to want. The managers have showed their intent with their substitutions. Currently, it is a very, very even game. Atletico Madrid have had their chances. Real Madrid have had their chances. Will there be that one big chance again? Esinam, will there be that one big chance again?
The 1-1 is good for all the teams. Like, I feel like it will make the table look more competitive. So 1-1 is good. A 1-1 lead is good.
Talking about the table being extremely competitive, you look at the La Liga table, and it's Real Madrid still at the summit, 50 points. Atleti will go on 49. Barcelona will stay on 45, which means even if they beat Sevilla, they will still be third. And I think this would be a very good result for both clubs, especially for Real Madrid, as they'll be looking forward to playing that Champions. But Nathan, do you think this has been a good enough test for Real Madrid? Because they have a game ahead on Tuesday.
It's the perfect way to prep for that game. High intensity game, a game of high value, lots of stakes, and they need to be in that mindset, because that Manchester City game over 2 legs will determine whether or not they stay in the Champions League. And to Real Madrid and their institution, the Champions League, or what they call the European Cup, is everything to them. So I love the fact that they are playing this game today, because it gets them to understand or to be in that mindset of playing high caliber games of high quality, games that mean a lot to them. Let's see how they will respond to this. This is a test. If they win this game, it gives them confidence. Then they play Man City, and we'll see what kind of state they are in. If they don't, it gets them pumped to play Manchester City on Tuesday. So I love the fact that they are playing this game today. Very important game, and I think it gets them in the mood. It gets them in the right frame of mind for the game in midweek in terms of the Champions League.
Carlos Ancelotti has made a substitution. Diaz is in. So I think he's just going all attack now to win. Yeah,
so Brahim Diaz comes on to give the attack a certain level of stability. Real Madrid still believe they would get that all-important winner. Atletico Madrid have been resolute. This is a derby with a lot of plots and subplots. A derby that's hinging on a lot. A derby that means a lot. We're live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takrady, and 91.3 in Kumasi. We are live on X. We are live on Facebook. We are live right here inside the Lennox, inside airport, the Atlantic Towers. The game is inching to an end. Kevin, do you see anything dramatic happening in the next, let's say, 8 minutes or so?
Well, we've seen lots of drama when it comes to play between these two sides, and it can always happen, especially how we see how they manage to thrive on these difficult times. And I think Real Madrid seems to have the men who can cause that magic more than what I have seen from Atletico Madrid. But there are times that when teams are overly dominant and you expect them to have an advantage over the opponent, they have that, that difficulty in getting the very best. But corner kick for Real Madrid, and that was in the very best. But an offside, yes, an offside. But well, it looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Let's wait and see what the decision is from the referee. But the El Clasico wasn't. You ask yourself, why is Real Madrid so tight? Tight water in this game, but in the El Clasico, they lose. They look so loose, very loose.
I just think that it's Barcelona's ability to make use of the high line, one, and I think that's basically that. Now, Barca learned how to manipulate the high line. So if you watch in that game, they didn't start with Frankie de Jong. Later, when de Jong came, that's even when more chaos happened, and Barca went on to score a lot more of their goals. I just think it's one of those things. There's a certain defect about your team shape, and the opposition takes absolute advantage of it. They have different things to hurt you. They've got Lewandowski, who can time and run, play through the middle. They've got Casado, who can play a pass. They've got Frankie de Jong, who can find the pass. They've got Lamine Yamal, who can weave his way through defenses. So I think that it's because Barca have different weapons to throw at Real Madrid. Atleti don't have those kinds of weapons. What they have is a very strong, hard-working team, a very solid team, but a team that's got lots of attacking talent and lots of attacking potential and weapons. They are not as fluid as Barcelona, and so that's why Barca will play Real Madrid and probably score 3 or 4, and Atleti may score only 1. So for me, that's how I just look at the differences between the two teams. Why the Clásico may be very lopsided and the Madrid derby may be closer than you expect.
Yeah, so the game is inching towards a photo finish. At least that's what we expect. Real Madrid or Atletico each will be looking to find our all-important winner. The derby has come alive. It's one of those games that's not disappointed, has it?
Well, I think he hasn't disappointed. End-to-end action, lots of steal, lots of running, lots of chance creation. Both teams have exhibited what they are good at. Atleti with their defensive solidity, Real Madrid with their attacking prowess, and I think both have managed to neutralize the strength of each other. And the reason why is 1-0. They only took advantage of the loose ends in in both sides to score. Real Madrid were always susceptible to lots of attacks, and once Atleti got that, there was a mistake from Tchouaméni and that penalty was converted. Atleti were too watertight, and when they got an opportunity, it wasn't spared by Kylian Mbappe, though it wasn't the greatest of hits from the Frenchman. Just 3 minutes of additional time. We are into the final minute, and it looks like the game is going to end 1-0, unless there is going to be some miracle like it did in the Champions League.
I predicted on Sporty TV. Yeah, I predicted on Sporty TV that this game will end 1-1.
You did.
I'm waiting to see the look on Clint's face. And he just accepted.
Wow, what was Clint's prediction?
He said I'm a ritualist.
So he might inside the penalty area, but Vinicius has been pushed down. Referee says there is no foul, and you can see Eder Militao, David Alaba, Anthony Rudiger all in the dressing room area watching on, and they are quite disappointed. Kylian Mbappe had to draw back quickly to cause that foul. Looks like game is almost about ending. And that seems to be it. Still just the final minutes of the game, waiting for it to end. 92 minutes played, approaching the 93rd minute, and Atleti will be looking forward to making very good use of this free kick. Wait to see what happens. Atletico Madrid.
So it's a final hoof into the box from Atletico Madrid. The Real Madrid fans are sitting on tenterhooks. The ball into the box, they do absolutely nothing with it. And that is that. The final kick of the Derby de Madrileno, it ends in a stalemate. Atletico Madrid took the lead. They drew first blood when Julian Alvarez coolly converted that penalty. Real Madrid pushed and pushed, and they responded through Kylian Mbappe, who reminded us as to why he is the player of the month in the La Liga. It all ends Al Square at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. It's Atletico Madrid 1, Real Madrid 1.
Well, Kosi, I think it's a fair result. When you look at how the game played out, Atleti got the lead against the round of, well, not completely against the round of play. They got that penalty. Real Madrid responded very quickly as they needed to. But apart from that, Real Madrid dominated, let's say, 2/3 of that second half, but they couldn't take advantage of the momentum they generated. And I think it's a very fair result, if you ask me. Both teams will look at it and say it's fair, 1 point, 1 point. Barcelona will look at it and think that this is an opportunity to get close. So they have to try and beat Sevilla tomorrow when they meet. But I think it's a very fair result. 1-1. The Derby Madrileño ends even. Let's see what this result will ultimately do for these two teams come the end of the season.
Amazing. Thank you very much. We are still live on Sporty 106.1 FM in Accra, 102.5 in Takoradi, and 91.3 in Kumasi. It's been an absolutely exhilarating game right here at the Lennox Bar and Restaurant at inside the Atlantic Tower Airport in Accra. The beautiful lady is sitting right by me. I'm trying not to blush. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I'm going to hand you right over to Alexis as she takes us through the post-match shenanigans. She'll be speaking to the fans. She'll be hearing what they think. Some of them will be heartbroken. Some of them will be happy. Alexis, take us away.
All right, sure. So I'll be getting into some of the fan reactions. Mind you, can I have everybody's attention? Hello? Hello? Can I have everybody's attention? Can I have everybody's attention? I just want you all to know that Activa is telling us that all drinks are on them. So big ups to Activa for sponsoring all our drinks for tonight. Can we make some noise for Activa Insurance? All right, so the night is not over. It might have been a 1-1 draw in the Madrid derby, but the night is not over. La Liga still has some great giveaways to go around, so we'll be getting into that. I do have some fun questions, and I'm going to move into the heat right here. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you can stand a chance of winning some amazing, amazing prizes from Supersport and from La Liga. All right, so I'm going to get into this space right here. First things first, nobody predicted the 1-1 draw. Nobody predicted the 1-1 draw. That was something that nobody foresaw. So, did you predict that? You predicted that. Come on out. Come on out here. Come on out here. Come on out here. Come out here. Come out here. I didn't get your prediction down, but I want you to come out here. So we'll be having some giveaways in due course. So may I have your name?
My name is Stephen Owusu.
Stephen Owusu, you predicted a 1-1 draw between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. But give us your thoughts on the game so far.
The game was very exciting because I really enjoyed the game because they really push hard.
All right, sure. So we do have some La Liga match to be given away today, and I just want to ask some questions.